What's up, players? I've been up in here trying to get a scholarship.
This is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
That has never been made.
That is not true that a flying car has never been made.
You mean to tell me a car has flown through the air?
Yeah, I'm looking at one.
Hot Wings. That's an airplane. You can tell because of the wings.
But it's not just an airplane because you can tell because
then
of
an
the four
airplane's
wheels
not
and
just
it's
an
street
airplane.
legal, you stupid
That
idiot.
747's a car. Just a great big one.
That's not a 747. You can't
Right.
drive that 747 on the interstate, you big idiot.
Because it's too big.
You moron. That's a flying car.
Also included in Hot Wings' list of things that haven't caught on: lightsabers, X-Wing fighters, and RoboCops.
It's time for the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
There it is, man. Cleared. Over. We both can put that behind us like adults. Now it's time to get super duper high. Why don't you follow his lead and just chill out, man?
I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
You don't seem chill.
More chill than you.
You're more chill than me.
Yeah.
Look what I'm wearing. Come on now, dog. What are you wearing?
Suit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Wednesday. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. I'm Free Beer.
I'm Hot Wings.
Hello, Hot Wings.
Hello, Free Beer.
Hello, Eric Zane.
Good morning.
Hello, Broseph.
How's it going, everybody?
Great.
Nice.
Hello, Steve.
Morning.
Steven.
Yeah, that's me.
Steve's mom asked him a week or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
Had a chance to listen, Steven.
Oh boy.
I just have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, would you like to tell everyone what that question was?
This is your mother.
Yes, my mother
Asked you a question.
asked me a question. She, on her way to work, there's a brief period where she can listen to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She heard something we were talking about, and she said, I listened to the show, and it's great to hear you on the radio, but why do the guys call you Steve?
I see.
And I said, well, Mom,
Is your mom, is she stupid? Is she a stupid lady? I'm curious because
Or are we stupid? Because isn't that your name?
yeah, I
are
said to
you
her,
known as Paul in other circles?
I
Or
said
John?
to her, well, Mom, I've been under the impression for the last 28 years that was my name.
Right.
So, well, no, I named you Steven.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, I understand that, but surely you're smart enough to realize that Steve is one of the acceptable forms of Steven. It's
Just
not like the guys are
drop the
calling me
N.
Larry
Right.
or like Mark,
Uh-huh.
anything else.
Okay.
Does anyone in general day-to-day interaction refer to you as Steven other than apparently your mother?
My mother and my grandmother.
Okay.
So those are the two.
That's about it.
All right.
I'm starting to.
She's in the minority.
So after you broke it down for her, the ins and outs of name mechanics, how did she respond to the line, well, Mom, did you know Steve is an acceptable form for the name Steven?
Well, I named you Steven.
Okay.
What if we called you Stevie?
I would not like that at all.
Little Stevie.
How about Steph?
Little Stevie, yeah.
Stev.
All right. So that was all she had to say. There was no need to even continue that discussion.
No, sir.
Mm-hmm. It just ended there with no resolution.
Awkwardness. Okay, I'll tell them, Mom.
Okay. What is your mother's name?
Carol.
Okay.
Does everyone call her Carolyn?
No.
Why not?
Well, that would be against name law. You know that. Yeah. You can't like change it like that.
Hey, it's Carol.
Oh. She a rather serious woman? Does she have
No.
No, she's pretty laughy.
Yep.
Was she serious in that instance? Or was she just being silly?
Half
I
serious.
still don't know.
Okay.
I guess she's being serious.
All right.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com.
High maintenance, if you ask me.
The flashback later on this hour features a guy who survived the wilderness because he enjoyed the TV show Survivor Man that we talked to.
Oh.
Last night I watched two news magazine type shows.
Like Inside Edition or
In this case, 60 Minutes from Sunday night,
okay.
which
All right,
I
I
just
see.
got to last night, and then E60 on ESPN.
Which is normally a sport lean on their stories.
They showed they did coverage of the Maine wife carrying competition on E60.
Oh,
we just
that looked
referenced
like a
that.
great deal of fun.
Never been more convinced that, Zane, you and your wife should enter. Or, if not that, Joe stunt. Because what I found out is you don't have to be husband and wife, Joe. You could get any woman. For the Joe stunt, I think we should try to get Joe a woman who's, quote, a little plump and see how Joe could do. Because this course, we referenced it before, the Maine wife carrying competition in Newry, Maine.
A woman that's a little plump.
It's I think they said 273 yards has been the course length. This was
not long.
This was the 10th year, and it's done at a ski resort in Newry, Maine before the snow returns, and the winner gets his wife's weight in beer. He and the wife get the weight in beer.
Yeah.
And then they also get 5 times her weight in money. Which is why I think, Joe, we should get you someone who's a little plump, a little beefy.
A woman that's a little plump.
Because I'm under the impression that you would obviously win. Of course
Probably,
you would.
most
Why
likely.
wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You're super strong. What I did learn, though, as I was watching this, is I knew it wasn't just a straight course like carrying your wife on a track. But it actually is filled with some crazy obstacles, and I actually kind of want to go and see it because people were taking some fairly humorous falls
Go
through, like,
on this.
Water.
Water,
Yeah.
and the water is set up where the first couple steps apparently are, I'm only up to my knee. And then apparently the third step, it drops down to like up to your neck. And so everyone who ran into it immediately plunged face first into the water.
Well, yeah, all of a sudden you're slowed down dramatically like that.
And then they had other other spots where it was just over maybe a 4-foot tall sand hill, but running up a hill carrying someone else's weight in sand, pretty difficult.
Yeah, that is very, very tough.
I'd get fed up and drop that fatty. Probably in the water.
Yeah.
That'd be my breaking point.
Now they did have there were women carrying men.
Oh.
Oh, I bet
Maybe we
those
could
are
find
good-looking ladies.
An oxen-like lady to carry Joe.
Yeah, a woman who's also a little plump.
So a little plump, maybe super strong.
A beefy lady.
Joe, what do you weigh? 155?
No, more like 180.
180?
Yeah.
Hot Wings, do you think maybe we could have a woman carry you? Because you're a little lighter load.
I'm a little lighter. Yeah,
You're
I'm only
30
like
pounds less.
155. So
No, we need one of those little teeny tiny buddies. One of those jockeys.
yeah,
We need a ringer, a little teeny tiny guy.
yeah, one of those 5-footers that weighs about 110 pounds.
How about that kid we used to do go-karts with that Zane used to make fun of? He was small, dwarfish,
There's him.
or Pardo, Jimmy Pardo.
Remember
Comedian Jimmy
Pardo?
Pardo.
Get Jimmy
Oh,
Pardo.
Do you think-
yes.
So we'll just call him and say, we want to enter someone in our name for this wife carrying competition, but we want a man to be
Yeah.
carried by a strong woman. So we would recruit like an Uber team. So we need a super strong woman
Well, Jimmy
and
Pardo's-
a tiny man.
Jimmy Pardo is the smallest man in America, so that would be perfect.
Yeah.
We'll get his little sawed-off ass and get little. And we don't have to ask him. We'll just tell him to do it. And if he doesn't do it, we'll beat his ass
Yeah.
and make him do it. And he will. Because he has no choice. I mean, what's he going to do? He's protest. Shut up.
Yeah, we'll force him.
We'll make Jimmy Pardo do it.
You will either do this wife carrying competition, or we will place a thimble over you and leave it on there until tomorrow.
You won't like that. You don't like the dark.
Do you want to
don't-
live under a thimble for 24
You
hours?
don't like the dark. Granted, that's probably just a little bit less space than the hobbit hole he lives in now.
I don't know. We might have a different hobbit on the phone.
All right, let's get another hobbit.
Alan in Maine, you live close to Newry?
Yeah, I live in Harrison. I live 35 minutes away. I work in concrete, and I do most of my work up in Bethel, which is the next town right over
Okay,
next
good.
to Sunday River.
So,
Okay.
so you may be a ringer because how tall are you and how much do you weigh?
I'm 5'4" and I weigh 116.
Oh my goodness.
That's little. That's little.
How did you
That's
end
about
up?
double Pardo's weight, but still, it's little.
How did you end up in Maine? Did you fall off a ferry's back with some pixie dust, or what happened?
Yeah. Why are you so teeny?
No, born and raised.
You're adorable, little impish friend. What about that dude Jim from Manchester in Jersey? That little guy that tells pointless stories forever. Hey guys, come on in and get a free car wash. I'm tiny.
I think he may be actually the smallest regular person ever.
Remember those pictures of us standing next to him? We look like we're Goliath.
We look like we're on the
George
Globetrotters.
Mirasan next to Muggsy Bogues. Alan, if we could find a beefy, strong woman to carry you, would you be willing to be the part of the official team Free Beer and Hot Wings for next year's wife carrying competition?
Yeah.
All right,
You
we'll
would?
get your info, and we'll
I'm
see.
going to put you on hold.
We've got a little. We're gonna have like a cage match between Alan, that impish man from Maine, Jimmy Pardo, and Jim from Manchester, who wears his white socks up to his knees and cutoffs with a flannel shirt. So right now it's a triple threat match.
Yeah.
Between those three.
So they have to fight for the right to get carried by a strong woman.
Yes.
It's true, yeah.
Seems fair.
And so we'll also, of course, need a lumberjacky woman.
Obviously. Yeah. That's going to be easy enough to find.
All right.
In a moment, in those two shows that I watched last night, there was a story on each one that left me half convinced that I'll be dead before the end of the year, and so will everybody else. Because there were those kind of stories. So-and-so was very healthy and minding his own business, and then blam!
Oh, no.
And wait till you hear how the one started. The phrase that the guy turned and said to his wife that made her say, I don't think you're right.
Oh.
Because it's going to remind you of something one of us would say.
Oh, God.
That's next. Okay. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care for this show either. The Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
1-800-947-3979. You can check out the website, freebeerandhotwings.com. There's a video. Steve, I don't know if you actually put it up. I know I sent the link the other day of the guy in Russia crossing the street. Sent it the other day where the bus is careening out of control and he has no idea, so a car comes to a stop before the crosswalk. And then right as he gets in front of that car, a bus careening out of control smashes into the car, and the guy so narrowly avoids death that I think you can see his pants get heavier.
Oh, he pooped him right there. Huh?
I wouldn't be surprised. It couldn't be more close.
Yeah, I saw the still image of that. It looked rough.
Yeah, sure did. But he ended up being fine. So last night it wasn't my intention to end up getting caught up in my own mortality, but it sort of happened, so to speak. I mean, the second story especially was one that sort of made you go, that could be anybody.
Something you saw on TV, you said?
Yep. I watched E60 and 60 Minutes, not in that order. In fact, the other way around. On 60 Minutes, they did a thing on swine flu, and we had just talked about that yesterday. And we talked about how in the spring when it came out, they acted like everybody was going to get it in the next week, and there were going to be bodies stacked in the streets, and because of the hype, it ended up seeming overblown, just like a bird flu and some of the other things that were going to kill us all, killer bees and everything else. Well, now that it's here, swine flu or H1N1, whatever you want to call it, and you actually are starting to know people who are getting it or know of people who are getting it, and you're seeing the numbers of that's happening around the country. It's pretty shocking. So on 60 Minutes, they were talking about that, and now this didn't actually make me think I was going to die for it, but they talked about a kid in Arkansas who got it at a high school football game, and he was the star player and, very fit, very health conscious for a high schooler, and he got it during the football game, and it was followed by bacterial pneumonia.
Uh-huh.
How
were they able to pinpoint that he got it at the football game?
That was that was just what they said. I don't know. But turns out that everyone, virtually, not everyone, literally, but many people who were at this football game also came down with it that night. And they had a doctor on there who said that if you're within 10 feet of someone who has it or is carrying it, that you can get it through the air.
I didn't realize this swine flu was airborne.
I didn't think it was until
that's super contagious.
That's what he said. He said He
No
said,
wonder.
You know, if anytime. That's why schools are freaking out so much. Even the ones that have instituted the crazy no touch policy are in danger. Now this kid, because he got the pneumonia and he got swine flu, he was on the verge of death. His parents were thinking he was never coming home. Now everyone else who got it that night, and they showed the stands for the school's next football game. No one there.
No.
They showed the first one and then the second one because everybody got sick. Both teams, cheerleaders on both sides, parents, friends, family. I mean, just the whole these two small towns in Arkansas. Everybody got swine flu, but everybody else was just home for a few days, miserable, and got better. But this poor kid.
I hope that one of the people involved that got sick was the program director who fired us in Fort Smith. I hope he got it. I hope he was at that game.
You hope Ray Miller was at the Atkins High School football game near Little Rock. And
I wish
got swine flu.
He was just traveling through. I hope that guy's an a-hole.
Yeah, I hope he was patient zero.
Stupid ass. I ain't forgot, bitch.
So that was pretty. I was just surprised. I didn't realize, like you guys said, I didn't realize that that it was airborne, and that you could get it that way. So, but that's not the one that left me feeling mortal.
That one is bad enough. What's the one that made you go, oh God?
The other one was a heartwarming story of a reunion of a state champion baseball team that had celebrated a state championship on the fields at Dodger Stadium back in 1986. And one of their most exuberant players was this guy who was their left fielder, and they showed some photos and some video of him celebrating. And it couldn't have looked more 1980s. It looked like it was straight out of Miami Vice or something like that.
So the high school team would play, the final game would be at Dodger Stadium.
Yep. And the reason they did that for a context is because in the story they contacted some of his classmates, some of his teammates at the beginning because they filmed the story over a period of time, and what they learned was that a lot of his teammates thought he was dead. The guy this left fielder
thought he was dead.
They thought he was dead because there was, how word sort of looks like kind of an example of the telephone game. The guy's, I heard he got a tumor. I heard he got a tumor and died. Yeah, he died, got a tumor.
Right. I've seen that happen. I knew a kid that happened to. We thought he was dead and he wasn't.
And that's in this case, 32 years old, got a couple of adorable children. And his wife, beautiful wife. He healthy, fit, stayed very active, successful career, driving his wife and his children, and out of the blue he turns to his wife and he says, "Do we have enough ice cream tickets for the Neil Diamond concert?"
Okay. All right. So something misfired. Something went haywire. Something broke inside of that.
I know, cuckoo.
And his wife said, What did you ask?
Tonal.
And he said, "What? No, never mind."
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time she realized that there was something a little bit weird.
Okay.
2 weeks later, she's feeding him. Wow. It was a quick downhill descent into just going away. He was so out of it within 2 weeks. Now, bear in mind, this is the first crack, so to speak, that she notices when he says this. 2 weeks later, she's feeding him, and he bit her finger bad enough to draw blood because he wasn't aware that her finger was in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
They find he has a massive tumor in his head.
Okay.
And they're able to treat it, but not in time to keep it from changing his life forever.
Okay.
And so since then, and I think he's 41 now, I think it was for the last 9 years, he is one of those people that they believe is 100, they believe that he is perfectly fine in his brain. But the rest of his body is completely immobile. He's expressionless. He can't make a noise. He's just now, through crazy amounts of rehab, been able to start moving his hands and to tell his children that he loves them with sign language. And they hope he'll be able to do vision recognition software to like Stephen Hawking, I think, does.
Oh, God.
Don't do that.
Kill me.
But
seriously, if your brain works but you can't do anything, all you're doing is like seeing things like you're watching television 24 hours a day for 10 years.
Well, the thing is, he can't even move his head to.
Oh my gosh!
Like you didn't see eye movement, you didn't see anything.
Just staring whatever goes in front of him.
The point of the story, because they did try to make it somewhat uplifting, though it was not, was they eventually had him at the reunion at Dodger Stadium, and his son and daughter got to throw out the opening pitch, and you could see some expression form in his face, not like you or I would, but you could. Man, I'm watching this.
So he moved into left field so he could enjoy things.
He did.
He's there with Manram.
Lives in left field with Manny.
I hate stories like that. I don't want to know that stuff happens.
Yeah.
I don't want to see. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to see it.
If I had known that was the crux of the story, because they sold it with a heartwarming reunion, and I went, oh, I love heartwarming reunions. These are great. I want my heart to be warmer than it is now. And then, for not only that, in the middle of it, they say that his wife divorced him. The mother of
Oh, she gave up. She said,
"Yep,
that's it. If I'm not getting D, I'm out of here."
And my wife was watching it with me, and she did say that, by the way, in the story. I'm not getting any D. She said, I can't believe she divorced him. And I said, I want you to know, if that's me, you can divorce me.
No, the vow is sickness and in health.
I know, but I'm letting her out. I'm giving her an out.
You can't. No, she has to. No.
You still need somebody to take care of you. You just got to give her permission to go get banged.
Oh no, that's worse. No. Oh,
but she still has to be around to take care of you.
That's what I want.
Somebody's got to watch.
I want her to come in and wipe the spit off my face while she's in the afterglow of getting plowed by a more able man. That'd feel really good, Hotwings.
Man, that's terrible.
That's great.
That's awful.
I'm glad this image is in my head.
No,
great. I was picturing
the
vegetative guy I saw last night, but now it's me in the chair and my wife walking in going,
ooh, I'm limping a little. Ooh, that guy was thick. I don't know his name, though.
He fixed the cable.
I like how now my wife's a whore who doesn't remember their names.
That is not cool. That is.
It went from her remarrying, which Zane said, no, can't do that. To no, she's banging anyone and doesn't know their name.
Yeah, that is not.
Quick turn right there.
Not an appropriate scenario. That should not happen. That should not happen. Where she's in the other room going, ooh, where's some more black guys? That should not happen. That is not
it certainly
appropriate.
Should not continue to happen.
That should not ever happen, and I'm glad it won't.
So then my wife said, so you'd divorce me in that case? And since I had already given permission for her to leave me, I went, no, I'd stay.
No,
yes,
I wouldn't.
But I want you to. Flashback in the next segment. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hotwings Show.
Free Bear Word Scramble.
Whoop, whoop. The fallest you've fallen.
Nope. Or the farthest.
Everybody's failing on this break here. I feel good right now.
Fallest you've fallen.
You just said the fallest you've fallen.
Now whenever I do that, I'm going to think I have a brain tumor like that guy on TV.
Do what? What are you talking about? What did you hear? Maybe you have one now.
I don't know. Did we give away those ice cream tickets for the Neil Diamond concert
We did.
Yes, we did.
I was shocked by how much that sounds like something I would have said accidentally when he said that. That didn't make me feel very good either.
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah.
Now I see the connection. What you're saying is that all the
seems very likely something I would say.
They
You should probably get a CAT scan today.
Did they talk about how interrupting is a problem?
What you need to do, not just what you should not do.
And Dave,
so
I know
a health
in the book
campaign across the country.
Dave,
I'll tell you one more thing I suggest.
They did say that in hindsight, they should have recognized that he had a problem because one of the symptoms that people often notice is finding Hall of Fame baseball players and then intentionally not letting them talk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He had, in fact, spent a lot of time with Henry Aaron.
I like belly bitten lunch.
Pretty awful.
Awful and terrible makes awful.
His condition was awful.
Random singing.
I'm gonna be a fatty
Another
for
symptom.
all of my life.
I can't wait to eat someone's finger without knowing it.
Poorly singing 1970s cartoon themes.
Hong Kong Phooey, number one super guy.
That's my favorite.
I believe that. Hong Kong Phooey, number one super guy. That's a pretty good Catman Scruthers right there.
Yeah.
Poorly told jokes.
He caught Chelsea in the White House bathroom with a camel making out with the Marlboro Man. Don't worry, though. She told her dad, I didn't inhale.
Sounds like I just have a bad case of stupid. I don't have a tumor.
Combining words like ball and walk.
Ballpark Franks.
That one's almost 20 years old.
No, that's what's funny. That's just because you actually sound different. It's an old clip.
Mm-hmm.
You were doing
15 years old.
Ballpark Franks.
That one, unlike the others, was on purpose, which makes it worse. The flashback today. Conversation with a guy who survived getting lost in the wilderness because he liked the show Survivor Man.
Survivor Man. The only real survivor on television.
That's true. What's his name? Les Stroud, I think it is.
Yeah, this guy.
Well, this guy joining us, Christopher Travers, credits Survivor Man with at least watching it, with helping him survive when he was lost. Christopher Travers joins us. Hi, Christopher. How are you?
Good.
Much better now, right?
Yeah.
Christopher Travers, you were lost in the bush of Manitoba, right?
Yeah, up north there in Manitoba, northern Manitoba.
How long were you lost?
I was lost for 5 days. I walked out the fifth day.
How did you get so lost?
I ran out of gas snowmobiling.
All right.
And I veered off the road, veered off and got lost because my uncle told me take the first left, and I didn't take the first left, and I got lost. I took the second left, and that took me up towards Grand Rapids area, northern Manitoba.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're riding along. I'm guessing miles off course, huh?
Yeah.
Ah, jeez.
I had a fast snowmobile, and I just got in the zone and just kept on going.
So what was it like the moment that you realized, hey, wait a minute, this isn't working right? Did I take the wrong turn? Because everybody's been driving and had that moment where you think, I might have missed my exit. I'm not sure. And you keep going for a while to see if it comes up or whatever.
When I came to a fork in the road, and that's when I realized check my gas, and then I was already on my reserve, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
I knew I wasn't going to make it back.
Yeah. Oh no.
Christopher Travers lost in the bush of Manitoba for about 5 days. Christopher, it says you credit that TV show Survivor Man, where the guy goes out and lives in the middle of nowhere and tests himself. He had been lost in a very cold region. Did you actually use some of those things?
Yeah, I used some of the things that I learned from there, and to get a light for my snowmobile, someone took my tools out of my snowmobile, so I couldn't get that light off the spark.
Yeah.
From the spark plug. So I learned that, and then to keep warm during the day, take off some of your layers of clothing so you could walk, so you have warm clothing at nighttime. So I learned some things that I needed to learn.
Did you have
to constantly eat snow.
So you didn't eat any food then? You didn't have to kill a bear with your hands or anything, did you?
No. I didn't have to do that.
It's too bad it wasn't like that Bear Grylls on that other show that's similar. You could have faked it and stayed at some Hawaiian hotel.
Yeah.
Would have been pretty
Who did that?
Bear Grylls, you know that other show, Man vs. Wild?
Man vs. Wild.
Yeah.
Apparently, half the damn show's rigged.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but Survivor Man, it's a good thing you watched that one because he is...
Yeah, he actually does the stuff.
Yeah, Les Stroud is badass.
I didn't know that the other guy did that.
Oh, yeah. Total faker.
Yeah, don't ever watch that jackass. The only thing that was real was the episode when he drank the liquid out of elephant dung because he likes it.
Christopher Travers joins us. He credits Survivor Man with his own survival. Of course, you're from Winnipeg. You were in northern Manitoba for about 5 days, and was there a point where you started to get desperate? And I mean, sure, I'm guessing there were many points actually where you started to get desperate.
No, more or less the last day when I got found. That's when I was getting a little dehydrated. So by then.
And I mean, would it be fair to say you were freaking out? Because I would have been.
Oh yeah, by that time I was.
Huh?
How cold was it getting at night at that time?
Oh, it's enough to freeze. I had a bottle with me, and I was always when I was walking, I went through a marsh, and my foot went through one of the holes. So I filled that up. So you could just imagine that bottle being frozen by the next day. So that's how cold it was overnight.
Plus you're soaking wet because you were walking just trying to get somewhere, right? Did you have an idea, or were you just hoping the direction was right?
I had by the second day, I seen a light from a distance, and then I followed the light. There's a hydro tower.
So you'd get up in the morning and you'd walk how long each day with no food or really no water except for the snow?
Well, roughly 12 hours a day.
And how deep was the snow?
Some points were up to my chest, and most of the time it was up to my waist.
My God, you had to have been 20 miles away from anything.
I was like, I think I walked 30 kilometers through the deep snow.
Oh, jeez. Did you lose any fingers or toes or anything?
No, I didn't.
Dude, that's amazing.
I took care of myself at nighttime.
No.
I had to drain my socks before I went to bed.
I bet you haven't felt this much desperation since the Jets left.
The Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, open up the old wound.
Man.
Wow.
Now, the article says that the article that we read that says that a reality television show and a pair of eagles helped him reach safety. I understood the reality TV show, but I didn't really understand how the eagles helped you. How did they help you?
It was one of them. It followed me throughout the whole ordeal, and I guess I only heard it at nighttime when I was sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought it was Ron Jaworski and Harold Carmichael.
Just helping him.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on, man, you can do it. So the eagle, you didn't get inspired by the eagle or anything. It just sort of kept you company.
Yeah, it kept me company. Kept me company through the night.
Wait, whoever wrote
probably scared off the Timberwolves that were around me.
Whoever wrote that took some creative license, I think.
Yeah,
you know that eagle was just waiting for you to die so it could peck your eyes out.
Yeah, that's what some people were saying that too.
Now
stalking me.
There had to be a point when you were walking and you recognized something and you knew you were on the right trail. Still probably.
When I seen the power lines, and I knew that the power lines always come. There's a highway right by the power lines.
Yeah.
So by the second night, that's when I realized that I could see the power lines, so I could just keep on walking towards there.
So did you
eventually hit it?
When you were eventually found, did you walk out onto a street and wave a car down? Did you walk into a business and say, "Hey, look at me, I'm here"?
So I walked up to the middle of nowhere. It was a highway, the middle of nowhere, and then way down. The first thing I flagged down was a truck, and then the lady there in the truck there gave me something to drink, and I just slammed that back really fast. And there's a Greyhound bus that picked me up.
Was she hot? Did she want to maybe sample you because you were so...
No, it wasn't like that.
All right. So you didn't have any ugly trucker sex.
I was pretty tired.
What a bummer, though. You're lost for 4.5 days, and then you have to get on a Greyhound?
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have rather walked.
Yeah, no, thank you. I will keep trudging through the snow.
I'll keep freezing.
That's for sure.
So
walked.
So did anybody think you were dead?
I guess some people did. But
Actually,
most people didn't think. Like my family members didn't think I was.
Your mom worried about you, but she was still holding out hope, right?
Yeah.
How many Labatts or Molsons did she drink while you were gone?
I don't know. That's why my mom doesn't drink.
How many did you?
I don't
drink
believe
after
you.
You got back.
How much did I drink when I get back?
Yeah.
When I got back to the city, probably, I don't know. I got pretty drunk.
Yeah, you did.
Of course you did.
I bet you barfed.
No. I didn't get that drunk.
Did this ordeal get you laid?
I don't know.
Come on, yeah, you do. You
that kind of stuff on the radio.
Oh,
yeah.
you had sex with every chick in Winnipeg, didn't you?
Yeah, you did. If there were attractive,
Where's this radio station? What area?
We're heard throughout a good portion of the eastern half of the United States.
But you're good. We're not out in Winnipeg.
I guess it's not in Canada.
Yeah, you know what? If there were actually any attractive women in Winnipeg, you would have had sex with them.
There's a lot of attractive girls out here. I don't know about those the big ones you got down south there.
Yeah.
Chris, there you go. He's running a little border smack right there.
Sure enough. Well, he's just mad because American hockey players are better than Canadians.
American hockey players are better than Canadians.
They have no empirical.
I don't know. Most of your teams are filled with Canadian hockey players, so that tells you a lot.
At this point, it's all Europeans.
Yeah.
At this point, it's all Europeans.
Can you imagine in 50 years there's going to be more Brazilians than Americans in the National Hockey League?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, right.
It'll be outsourced.
That's right. Christopher Travers, your family's one last note. Your family's going to go back and get the snowmobile and take a look at all your shelters and stuff. They already did.
Yeah, they already got the snowmobile.
Did you?
It was
Is
the next day.
Is the snowmobile now? Did you salvage it, rip it apart?
No, I didn't do that. I didn't have no tools to do that.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's right. You said that.
Well, Christopher, we're glad you're okay, and we wish you nothing but the best, and good luck bedding down all those Winnipeg girls, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, man.
Thanks, man.
All right, take it easy.
See ya. I like that guy.
Yeah.
Canadians are funny, man.
They're very likable people.
Yeah, have we ever talked to a Canadian that we didn't like?
I don't think so.
We have several people who play hockey professionally, and it's always fun talking to a Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
The accent makes them sound dopey, but they're not. Oh, how's it going? Yeah, hey, eh.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
yeah, every Canadian we've spoken to may well be smarter than us.
Right.
But it always feels like we could have to talk down to them a little.
kind of. Yeah, it does seem that way because they're just such an affable people. They seem simple, is what it is.
Right. Yeah. Like we're talking to someone from 1880.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's all they're good for is farming and skating.
Mm-hmm.
These are all, and we understand all of this isn't true. We're just saying that's how it feels.
Are there any Canadians listening right now? I know that there's one dude who used to email from time to time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, actually in Canada right now.
Yeah, like listening online actually in Canada. Hell, I mean,
there's got to be. We have people online listening in China.
Yeah, we've got to get an affiliate in Canada. Joe, we're just making fun of Canadians and how adorable they are.
Adorable.
Say what, Joe?
I said with good reason. They are adorable.
We should offer the show free to anyone in Canada.
I agree. Well, their money's no good anyway.
Actually, it's probably worth more than our
dollar. Actually, now
twice as good.
I think the dollar has fallen so much that I think like the Canadian dollar is pretty much comparable.
I know it was pretty similar for a while. That's for sure.
It would be law that we would have to play Tom T. Hall once an hour, though, I think.
Yeah.
Well, Stompin' Tom.
Stompin' Tom.
Stompin' Tom, that's
Stompin' Tom. Yeah.
Fine. So be it.
Did you know that, and we've talked about this before, there is a law in Canadian radio, and this is probably what you're referring to, that you have to have a certain percentage of your artists have to be Canadian.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a content requirement, a national content requirement. I think it's, I want to say it's 20%.
I was going to say 20.
Something like that, where they can play all the Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears that they want, but they got to throw in a Stompin' Tom or Rush at some point.
Yeah,
so
just to keep it.
There are no pop artists that are Canadian.
Let's see.
Avril Lavigne.
Oh yeah, okay. Avril Lavigne.
Is she Canadian?
BTO.
Maybe the occasional Alanis Morissette. That can be a dated cut. That's cool.
Shania Twain.
Yeah. Okay. Even though.
Is Bryan Adams Canadian?
Yeah, he's a Canadian. Oh, there's a million of them.
Wayne Gretzky. He did one song.
That's right. Mm-hmm. What if they played that song about Wayne Gretzky?
That counts.
Yeah, I think that does count.
So it's either a Canadian artist or something that references Canada.
Yeah.
If you can play anything off the Bob and Doug McKenzie
Mm-hmm.
album.
It's true. Very impressive. So tomorrow, Dumber Than Zane Trivia presented by Cat Footwear. $400 on the line when we play.
Yep.
Hotwig, you watch the Weather Channel more than anyone else I know. That's not to say that the channel's obviously very popular. It's been around for decades at this point.
Yeah, I like weather.
Are you familiar with the change they're making to their programming starting next Friday?
I am not aware of any major change, no.
So far, the Weather Channel's programming has been about?
Primarily weather and weather-related things, yes.
The Weather Channel, starting next Friday, is going to fill programming time showing movies.
Are they weather movies like Twister?
Weather-related movies. But they're going to have to stretch a little bit.
Well, yeah.
Twister will be one of them.
There's only so many
The Day After Tomorrow
weather movies.
The Perfect Storm.
Okay, yep, that's a good one. Yep.
Starts to get a little more sketchy here. Okay. March of the Penguins.
It's about the environment.
Yeah, I mean.
About the environment, kind of.
No, yeah, sure.
Deep Blue Sea.
Don't know what that is.
I don't remember that one.
And Misery. With Kathy Bates and James Caan.
I guess weather was a factor because the snow made his car slide off the road.
There's a blizzard.
So
I guess you could have The Shining then too.
The Weather Channel, movies that have weather-related scenes like rain. Ooh, in this movie, remember that scene in Good Will Hunting where that leaf fell from that tree at frame number 1,427, 16 minutes into the film?
It's the weather.
That is weather-related.
They could. Anchorman, Milk was a bad choice. It's so hot.
It is.
Yeah, it's the heat.
It's a heat advisory for all of California. Let's throw Anchorman on.
First they signed Roker, now this.
It's all downhill. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hotwig Show.
It's time for the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
I think it might be time for round-the-room impressions once again. The one and only Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is like Bill Clinton. Everybody has an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
With Free Beer.
The fire is as hot as my movies, including one called Predator 2. When you run from the fire, run for the chopper now.
Get down.
Get down.
Hot Wings.
This may seem like the end of days. It is Judgment Day for the firefighters.
Eric Zane.
I would like to say to Californians all within the sound of my wacky voice to get out ASAP. Do not mess around with this hot fire. Thank you very much.
Producer Joe.
Joe, make magic, Joe.
Go, it's got to be fast.
Hey.
Why do you sound like the fat guy on What's Happening?
It's me, Arnold. The fire.
Why did you say it's me, Arnold? Everybody knows what you're doing.
The fire is burning everybody. I'll be back.
And Steve.
Steve, mud it up a little bit.
Yeah, do it, Steve.
People of California. The fire is very scary. So you must run. And I know it may look like it, but it's not a tumor.
I want to work that in.
The Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
I don't have time to talk anymore.
It's Wednesday. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Free Beer, Hot Wings, and Eric Zane. Producer Joe and Steve here, too. You can join us toll-free, 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. It is the I Can't Wait to Talk About Blank segment. Get after it quickly. A shorter segment than it used to be.
Boy, I had a hell of a dream last night, and it involved hot wings.
Yeah.
Man, did I actually woke up frightened. Because I had done something wrong. And I was afraid that you would be angry. I was convinced you'd be angry, man.
What did you do?
Well, I don't know. I don't remember where we were, but I was driving. Not too long ago, you had fulfilled a dream that you've had for a lot of years. This is in real life. And Hot Wings saved up his pennies and bought a Corvette, and that is something he had been dying to do for the longest time. That
Since
is
I was a kid.
His favorite vehicle there is.
Mm-hmm.
And you finally purchased it from a place in Albany, in fact. This is a thing that is, you can't, for what you were looking for, you were very particular. So you traveled all the way there and drove it back home.
Yes.
How cool. And so that's your baby. You take very good care of the car.
Mm-hmm.
In my dream, I was in the vehicle driving it.
Mm-hmm.
And no one drives that vehicle except you. And hell, you barely drive it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the car, and I don't know where it was, but I remember I got a speeding ticket, and I decided to do you a favor by getting the oil changed.
Yeah, very generous. That is very nice.
And I realized in the dream that you don't put, I put in the usual 5W30 or whatever you put in. In the dream, I realized that you only put some crazy, fancy synthetic motor oil into that car.
Yeah, that car takes Mobil 1.
Is it synthetic?
Yeah. See?
Did you have the same dream?
I did. Not.
Do you guys have to go kidnap Terrence Mann and take him to a baseball game?
Damn it, man. Of course you put synthetic because it's not like your run-of-the-mill engine in that thing.
So.
You want to put good motor oil, synthetic motor, expensive stuff.
Yeah.
I put some crappy stuff like recycled. It says it's a white jug that says oil on it with a red stripe through it.
There's Baker State on it.
And so in the dream, you were pissed. You were just so pissed, man. You were fuming, crazy, wiry, Hot Wings rage. Not good. And I woke up thinking the dream was still going on. I was frightened in the dream. You frightened my sleep. You affected it. I couldn't get back to sleep. I was like, oh, I'm so pissed. You know, like you can't get up from a dream. You can't snap out of it. So you get up and walk around. I go, well, I'm not walking around. But I guess I couldn't even sleep, man.
That's hilarious. That is so funny. God, what a crazy dream. Though, for the record, just so you know, if you have this dream again, you do not have to worry about how much I baby that car. Because while I do take good care of it, I've never understood the people that buy a car with a big motor and then drive it like pansies.
Oh, you tear the hell out of the road,
yeah,
don't
well,
you?
just day before yesterday, it was nice and warm. I go, well, it's going to be one of the last nice days, so I put the top down and I went on some back roads and did burnouts.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
you spun out,
stop
ripping
for
up the road.
Stop for stop signs and make a right, and as you stop, you do a little fishtail out, and I was having a blast. I don't care. Why have it if you're not going to do it?
Yeah, you could drive my the LeSabre that way if you wanted to putt around corners.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a funny moment from some auto show that Joe and Hot Wings were at, and I'll never forget this. There was, I believe it was a Corvette. Was it a Z02?
It was a Z06.
Z06.
Z06, yeah, it's yellow.
Is there such a thing as a Z02?
No.
Okay. Well, I was 4 numbers off. That Corvette. And you jumped in because you were allowed to sit inside of the vehicle and get your picture taken.
Yeah.
And I will never forget the image on your face, the look on your face as you had this smile. Like,
sheer dopiness is the best way that I could describe.
Nervous smile, showing your teeth.
I looked like the guy in that male enhancement commercial, Smiling Bob.
You did. That's a great way to describe it, if you can picture that in your mind's eye. And Joe snapped the picture, and then Hot Wings gets out of the car and goes, hey, I'll take your picture if you want to get inside of the hot rod. And Joe said, no, that's okay. And then they walked away.
And then we walked away, yeah.
Do you have a series? Because you go to a lot of auto shows. Do you have a whole album of you inside nice cars?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Well, I don't usually have myself in the cars because at that one, my goal was to sit in the car. It just so happened that they were taking pictures of people sitting in the car. It was actually the Chevrolet people that were taking the pictures.
Yeah.
And so I go, oh, okay, yeah, sure, take my picture. And so I don't have many of me sitting in the cars at the auto shows. But yeah, if they were going to take it, you're damn right I was going to get it.
It's good business on their part because they probably gave you the picture. That's probably I assume that's how you got it. And
yeah,
then,
yeah. You fill out your email address and they email it to you.
Their idea is then you'll stare at it every once in a while and go, God, I look good in that car. That's a good sales technique, right?
Pretty much. It's tough for anyone to sit in a really cool car and not think of themselves, wow, I look cool in that car. So.
Now, it was when the new Camaro came out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I love that car, too.
I
love a lot of American cars.
You and I were walking around the Opryland Mall in Nashville when we were there for Hootenanny last year.
Yeah.
And you said to me, I might trade my Corvette for one of those Camaros because your Corvette would have held the value. It would have been
even
trade.
Even, yeah.
And I couldn't believe you said that because while the new Camaro is awesome, you hadn't dreamed of a new Camaro since you were 15 working at the muffler clamp factory. You had dreamed of a Corvette, so I couldn't believe you were considering trading that.
Well, that's actually not true.
Corvette or Camaro was right up there.
I would say as a kid, Camaro was actually my higher. But when I finally came around to getting the Corvette, they didn't make Camaros anymore. And getting a hold of a really good old one.
Yeah, like an 81 Berlinetta.
Yeah, like
those
a Berlinetta.
Were cool. Those were awesome.
Yeah, you got the mid-'80s ones that are worth about $80.
Crank windows.
And then, the ones that I liked were the late 60s muscle car versions.
Those are awesome.
And finding a nice one of those now is they're super expensive. They're crazy expensive unless you get kind of a beater. And I'm not that good at working on cars, so I want something I could just drive. So that's why I got something newer.
See that new Taurus, the SHO?
Yeah. And now they're referring to it in the commercials as a show.
Are they?
Yeah, which I've never heard. Everyone's always called it a Taurus SHO.
The Taurus had gone away for a while, and then Ford brought it back.
Yeah, they brought the nameplate back, and then they brought back the model, the SHO. But in the commercials, they go, the new Taurus show.
That sounds silly.
I go, the show?
I don't know.
No one calls it the show.
I don't hate it. I think, and it's going to be, it screams.
No, it's a nice car.
It flies, doesn't it? It looks,
it's got a
not
good,
your
it's
typical.
got a good engine in it. Yeah, there's a lot of good American cars with big motors these days that get surprisingly at least decent gas mileage.
Oh, yeah, who cares about that? That whole dog and pony show for the environment.
But
Screw that.
I couldn't care less. Burn some oil.
Damn right. Do some burnouts like Hot Wings.
Yeah. Jane Bo joins us. Hi, Jane Bo.
Good morning.
Morning.
Why are you anonymous, Jane Bo? What's up?
Because I've been wanting to tell this story for a while, and you guys were a little boring this morning.
Okay.
My husband and I had
Thanks for the
awesome
C
sex
punch.
all because of you.
Bitch.
We had.
So
you,
what?
you had what?
Awesome sex because of you guys.
Because of us.
Yes. We listen in New Jersey from the Hawk, and we podcast because we can't listen to all the show all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in the car, and we were listening to a story about you guys maintaining your coin purses.
Mm-hmm.
And at first we were a little freaked out about it, and it was like, eh. Then my husband surprised me one morning with it, and it was just...
So your husband had never manscaped before.
No, he had manscaped. He had taken care of things, but not to that extent.
Oh, so completely hairless.
Yeah.
And that was a good thing, you're saying?
Oh, my God, yes.
All right. Because no stubble or because it was new and different?
It looked awesome.
Yeah, it looked bigger, right?
Because, I wax,
Mm-hmm.
the things a woman's supposed to do, and it was just crazy, awesome.
I see.
See, this is we're an informative show. We change lives.
The phone call is a real catch-22, though, because having her talk about it on the Harmonizer she sounds like the ugliest woman in America on the Harmonizer.
Yeah, we got to take you. Can we take you off the Harmonizer? Come on.
Oh, that's too bad, because hearing about great sex when a woman goes,
yeah, we had good sex, me and my husband.
And it's not her fault. The Harmonizer does that to every woman's voice.
That's what it's meant to do, but it sounds awful.
It's not good.
It sounds like large Marge.
Paired to the Knitted is next.
Yes.
Hot Wings made the list.
Well,
is making the list.
Making
Hot
is a
Wings
good
will
way to
make the
put it.
list.
Is in the process. Is halfway.
All right.
If you want to play 1-800-947-3979, we'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
Gore, Carter, Obama, soon Bill Clinton. You see a pattern here, folks? Liberal sellouts get this prize. George Bush liberates 50 million Muslims.
It's an unholy alliance developing last week when Rush Limbaugh criticized Al Sharpton, and Al Sharpton threatened to sue. Talk about two guys who used the media to keep their name in the spotlight, using each other.
Oh, they love one another.
I think they do.
In their own weird way, because they can fuel each other so easily.
Does Sharpton do a radio show on satellite or something?
I believe he does.
Yeah, because when
anybody can get a show on satellite. I mean,
pretty much, yeah. Anybody with a name.
He's got a show on satellite. Joe has his own show on satellite.
The Joe and Ben Show.
Yeah.
But Sharpton has that one because when Imus had the Rutgers basketball incident, he ended up going on Sharpton's show to apologize.
Oh,
yeah.
Because obviously if you apologize to Sharpton, and Sharpton accepts that apology, no black person could still be offended. Because what he says is what all black people have to think.
Yeah, just because they didn't vote for him for anything. He represents all of black America.
Do you remember when Imus agreed to all sorts of sensitivity training and things like that? I wonder if he really, does he talk about it on the show? I mean, he's really been off the radar since he's got back on the radio. But I wonder if he actually talks about how he has turned a new leaf. I mean, if that ever comes up.
Bet no one's listening who was in sensitivity training with Don Imus.
Could you imagine?
The fact, I mean, like, is he really doing anything? Of course not, Eric. You know the answer to that.
Yeah.
His show did move from the Farm Channel, whatever that was, to Fox Business Channel.
Yeah, it has. So it's on his.
I had forgotten that aspect of it. He did have a TV angle.
When he came back to radio, he was simulcast on
Farm TV or something.
Yeah, it was like the Agricultural Network or something.
And then it did well enough, and when it went to Fox News Business Channel, their ratings went up.
Oh, well then he's turned the corner.
Yeah,
the thing
is long gone.
As decrepit as he is to look at, as awful as he is to look at, because he's decrepit, that is. it's still more interesting than almost any of the morning talk shows on MSNBC
I agree.
or Fox.
I agree.
Or, like Fox
Yeah.
has that, what is it, Fox and Friends
Fox
or
and Friends.
something, and it's got that stupid blonde woman on there and the two dopey white guys. That none of them seem to know what's going on about anything. They
Yeah.
seem like the most idiotic human beings that have ever lived.
Yeah.
You go, how did they get on this show?
And Morning Joe is a train wreck.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, at least he's got some smarts, but I still hate the show. And
I don't hate it. I just wish they'd stop calling him I-Man because it sounds so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Hot Wings, what do you think of the name I-Man? Do you think that sounds stupid?
I do, actually, Free Beer, which seems silly, but that's because we came up with ours on purpose to be memorable and silly. People call him the I-Man because I think they think it's cool.
They do think it's cool.
Hi, I'm the I-Man.
Ooh, hey, I-Man. Wow.
You'll only refer to me as I-Man from now on.
Meanwhile, paired with an idiot, a couple of contestants. This is Tim in Grand Rapids. Hi, Tim.
Hello.
And Alan in Maine. Hi, Alan.
How's it going?
Great. Tim and Alan, you'll be our contestants. Our winner today will get qualified to win the refurbished laptop from thirdorb.com. And as a special prize, you will receive Kevin Nealon, Now Hear Me Out, live from Hollywood on DVD. That's right.
Wow.
We're expanding our horizons.
We have a...
No matter where you live, you have to pick it up at the studio. If you have to drive from 15 states away, so be it.
Yeah, that's the one caveat.
Tim and Alan, you guys are the contestants for this game. Very similar to $25,000 Pyramid. Hot Wings, you've made the list, so you're in charge.
I have. All right, guys. Let's see. Tim, you got through first, so who do you want to be paired up with, Free Beer or Eric Zane?
I'd have to say Free Beer.
All right, very good. Alan, you are paired up with Eric Zane. You get to pick the list, though. Do you want to work from list 1 or list 2?
List 1.
All right, very good. You guys will have list 1, but you'll be going second, so you guys can just hang out for a little bit. Tim and Freebeer, you'll be going first. Of course, for both of you, these rules apply. There's 10 things on this list, some stupid random topic that I've chosen, and come up with things that fit into that topic. The guys will be describing the words they see in front of them without saying the words themselves or a derivative of them. If they do, then they'll have to go on to the next one. But as they're describing, if it sounds like they're struggling with one of the words, they have to continue describing it unless you pass, because only you can pass. They cannot pass. So that is pretty much the one big rule. You guys got any questions?
Nope.
Good. All right, you got 60 seconds. Free Beer, Tim, you are going first with list 2. One for Zane to follow along with. 60 seconds. Your topic is things that are not in this room. Things that are not in this room. On your mark, get set, begin.
All right, Tim, this is what you turn in your car to change directions.
Steering wheel.
Yes.
This is a type of tree, not a maple, but a...
Fig.
No, it's very common.
Oak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is the scientific name for swine flu.
H1N1.
Yes.
This is a pink bird that raises one leg and is often a lawn... Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This is the playing surface where the Detroit Lions would play, the Chicago Bears would play.
Field.
No, it's the playing surface.
Oh, football field?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. This is a type of animal. It is the mascot of the Chicago football team.
Chicago Bears.
Yes, Bears.
This boxer bit Evander Holyfield's ear in 19...
Yes.
Mm-hmm. This is, if you were going to get in Guinness, you would try to set what?
A world record.
Yes.
This is what you would carry water in.
A jug?
Nope, it's outside. You would fill it.
Time.
A bucket.
Bucket.
You did well.
You guys did quite well, though. A couple of tough ones on there.
All right. Good job, Tim.
So no glaring goofs on that one. You guys just hang out.
Okay. Hey, Tim, you want to just hang out?
Just hang out.
Yeah, sure.
Want to come listen to some records on my beanbag?
Sure,
What?
put on the beatbox.
Huh?
What are you doing?
All right. Alan and Zane, you are going next with list 1. Your list is things in this room.
Aha, okay.
Aha, yes. I know you can see where that's going.
It's in this room, though. This is easier
Yes,
for me.
Stuff that's in this room.
Hope it's not really, really descriptive, though.
Things in this room, 60 seconds on your mark. Get set. Begin.
All right, this is a writing implement. Ink.
Pencil.
Pen.
Yes.
You sit on this. It has 4 legs and a round top. A bar, what? Say again?
Bar chair. Table.
Table. Stool.
Yes.
Yep.
Stool.
This is it's a fastener on shoes with no laces.
Velcro.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a thing that you get at the minor league ball game a couple times a year. His cranium shakes.
Bobblehead.
Yes.
These illuminate the room, but they're not incandescent. They're long.
Lamp.
They're long and white. They're like five. I put these on my feet when I walk.
Shoes.
Yes.
Yeah. Not women, but
Men.
yeah. I put these on my cranium to hear sound.
Headphones.
Yeah. Crayola has many different types. No. Crayola has many different types of these.
Time.
That was a close game.
Colors.
Yes.
You're mildly irritating me. In fact, you're really irritating me.
Do you think Alan may have won and Zane may have won if he hadn't taken time to say ink pencil and bar chair instead of stool?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And you so didn't give me time to explain fluorescent lights. I was right there.
Yeah, the description was pretty good.
I was absolutely impeccable in my descriptions, and because you are such a
Alan, I'm sorry you didn't win.
You have frustrated me so badly. My gosh.
Alan, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, man. Say something.
I do.
What? What are you going to say?
I've called in before and I won, but Joe was the describer and he did a lot better.
Who agrees with this guy?
Well, I don't remember how well Joe did, but I'm not sure it was the fault of the descriptions.
Damn you,
I don't
baby
think it's the fault of the description guy.
Oh,
Thank you, Alan.
balls am I pissed?
Tim, well done. You get a copy of the Kevin Nealon DVD. Now, Hear Me Out live from Hollywood. His stand-up. Also,
Kevin Nealon.
You also get qualified to win the refurbished laptop from thirdorb.com.
Zane will make the list next week.
Because of
I
Alan.
hurt myself.
Yeah.
I was so angry when I was bashing my hands together when crumpling up that list. My wedding ring got crushed to my index finger on my opposite hand.
You hurt your hand crumpling paper?
That hurt.
You were really mad.
Pissed.
In a moment, did Dude Shadoway make Barry Joe Buttafuoco mad? I think you know the answer to that question.
Did you catch it?
I did.
I did too.
Shh.
You'll have to hear next.
We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hotwig Show.
The Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Sounds of the game. Things that sound filthy from football.
But he is one of those guys that you're going to take care of him first and take your chances with the other guys later.
Lemonade Alston has a big hole. Joe Paterno is ready for a wet night at Happy Valley.
A guy like Alston steps in, and now all of a sudden the angles change a little bit. He's got his nerves going. He might not give you the same feel on the read when you're trying to pull out of his belly.
In about 23 minutes, can you get arrested for being nude in your own home? I think you know the answer to that, but it may be different than you think. Also, a little bit later on, we'll talk to Susie Essman. She a comedian, actress, and now a writer. We know her from her role in Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO with Larry David and Jeff Garlin, one of our favorite shows.
Yes.
She's been on the show before.
Yeah.
We had a chance to talk to her after the show yesterday. We'll share that with you. Got off to a rough start.
Oh, it sure
A bit.
And it's not like we set out for this. We've had a trend lately where interviews have started out, or in Joe's case, he decided to attack Aziz for not being awesome enough.
Who is it again? What's his name?
Aziz.
Aziz. I don't know who he is.
And sorry.
That's him. Well done.
Mm-hmm. I knew it the whole time.
You've recovered. You're coy. But
in this particular instance, I knew it the whole time.
And this one starts troublesome because of this. There's a dynamic that happens from time to time, and it happened with Jack LaLanne, and it's happened with others. Jack LaLanne is most recent. Joe will book the interview, and through some weird snafu, somehow the person will see doesn't matter who we're doing the interview with. Free Beer and Hot Wings Show is who they see ahead of time who they're doing the interview with.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll do, okay, hello, so-and-so, you're on with the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Hi, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
What?
No,
it's not Joe.
So we're talking to Joe?
Joe produces the program. He booked the interview.
Mm-hmm. And we've told Joe this 100 times that he needs to tell them. And
he
I just don't think he is.
Yeah, he does. And
no, it doesn't matter how many times Joe tells them.
Susie's screwed up from the beginning because she did the same thing, but she didn't say Joe this time. She said Eric, and that's why it was so confusing. Mm-hmm. Hey, Susie, welcome back to the show. Eric? No!
It's an honest mistake, but there are some guests who come on where they carefully ask, all right, who all am I talking to? And then you tell them, and you can actually tell they wrote it. Because, they do a dozen radio interviews in one day. You don't expect them to know you or remember you or whatever else. They're talking to dozens of people all year long. But at least, she had it written down and in front of her, and she chose to ignore it anyway. 1-800. We'll get to that coming up a little bit later on. Apparently, in the last segment right at the end, I had a misspeak in promoting that Dude Shadoway was coming up.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what it is. Normally, I don't look forward to these. But in this case, I am actually curious to know what I did because you both sort of stopped in your tracks.
Yes. There's that one. There's also another one that I have a theory about. Since it happened, the first one.
That happened today also?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have had a conclave between 1, 2, 3, 4. All of us have discussed it.
Mm-hmm. Great.
We have views about it and thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we'll get yours too. That in a moment. In fact, the dude thing might not even go down here because there's all sorts of things, all sorts of ground we have to cover.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Regarding your...
Are we going to get the Dude Shadoway interview in?
Perhaps. I don't know. It all depends.
Maybe not.
The discussion of your diuretic mouth is a big topic on this show. It does come up from time to time.
This probably won't be that fun of a segment for me.
I don't think it will. This is not pleasant. And I caught this one at the same... You'll hear it. Hot Wings and I both heard it.
Yeah, we both kind of just stopped and looked at you.
Catch it.
Because we thought you might. Because a lot of times when you have some sort of a misspeak or something happens, you recognize it very quickly.
Right.
You go, I just did that. But you don't know what this is.
In fact, that's my favorite.
So I've had two today that I wouldn't know they existed.
Two that are of the same ilk as well.
Yeah, they're pretty run-of-the-mill word scrambles. And my favorite is when Freeber does it, there's a pause, and he goes, nope, that's my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
I don't like these because they catch him at a surprise. And sometimes it's weird. So I'll play you this. You didn't catch it when it happened. We all kind of shut up afterwards. Here it is.
See if you can figure it out.
Oh, my God. What a setup. See if you can figure it out.
What if I can't now? That's going to be even worse.
I suspect you'll be able to pick it out.
In a moment, did Dude Shadoway make Barry Joe Buttafuoco mad?
Did you hear it?
I didn't. I missed it.
In a moment, did Dude Shadoway make Barry Joe Buttafuoco mad? I think you know the answer to that question.
Did you catch it? Oh, my God.
That is...
In
shocking. A moment, did Dude Shadoway make Barry Joe Buttafuoco mad? I don't even know how that can happen.
What happened?
I don't know how... a moment, did Dude Shadoway make... Because I think her name's Mary. Mary. Her name is... a moment, did Dude Shadoway make Mary? Barry Joe... I don't know how... What amazes me about that is that if you had said, guess what you did, I told you off the air. I have no idea. I believe you. How does that happen?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. That would be like me calling you Meg.
I have a tumor. That's a unique brand of tumor talk.
Meg.
Coming up, Derek Zane.
Hey, Slot Wings. Hey, Blow. Joe.
So this is just one of two that I've done today?
Yes.
Is the other one as obvious as that one?
I think so. No, Al, it's not as obvious as that one.
Now, there's something I'm going to be looking for after playing this, and I'm going to be paying attention to what I see in front of me as I play this, and that will help me in diagnosing this.
Okay.
Hong Kong Phooey.
we were parking on Hong Kong Phooey, Freebeer, that old clip that we have of Freebeer singing the Hong Kong Phooey song. Anything ring a bell yet?
I remember this discussion, but I don't know anything that happened.
Kong Kong Fooey, number one super guy.
That's a pretty good Catman Scruthers right there.
Yeah. What?
Mm.
Okay, well that tells me then. Okay, I thought you did that on purpose because we were touching on that in that moment about word scrambles, and that name that you said is a perfect name for word scramble. So I was under the impression these guys cornered again. Freeber, Hot Wings Joe and Steve cornered me and said, "Did you hear that?" I go, "No, he did that on purpose because those names rhyme. He did that on purpose." I actually said that to you, didn't I, Steve?
That's why I ran out of the room right before we had the show me. I go, "Oh, I'll be right back."
Kong Kong Fooey,
I thought you were
number
kidding.
one super guy.
That's a pretty good Catman Scruthers right there.
Yeah.
Before you played it, if you had said, who sang that song, I would have said the same thing.
Catman Scruthers.
But it's not. It's Scatman Carruthers.
Right.
Kong Kong Fooey, number one super guy.
That's a pretty good Catman Scruthers right there.
Oh!
In a moment, did Dude Shadoway make Barry Joe Buttafuoco mad?
Holy S.
They make Barry Joe Buttafuoco mad. That's a pretty good Catman Scruthers right there. Did producer Flo or Believe pull these clips? Larch, did you have anything to do with this?
Larch. Well, yeah. Now, so we meet out in the hall.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a little emergency conclave. I go, no.
Emergency conclave.
I say, no way. He did that on purpose. Sometimes he does that to... Because we were talking about word scrambles and the nuances that take place. So my impression was you intentionally did that. It was obvious to me you intentionally did that.
And there have been times where I have done that on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Not that one.
Whoa! Now I'm shocked at that. And then, because then they all said, no, that was an accident.
Yeah, I've not. Yeah, knowing Freebeer's personality, I think pretty well. I usually have a pretty good sense of when it's on purpose or when it's not.
That's a pretty good Catman Scruthers right there. I didn't understand what the significance of it
was.
Oh
my
And that
God.
that one's tougher to hear. Just because of the name, the nature of the name. It's not as like Barry Joe
Buttafuoco mad. Barry Joe Buttafuoco mad.
Oh my God, that is so freaking cool. That is the coolest damn thing I've ever heard a human being do.
Is so cool.
I wish I did that, man.
I wish. Barry Joe Buttafuoco mad.
That is awesome. That's terrific.
Somewhere along the line, a guidance counselor said, "Hey, you don't talk well. Go into radio."
Oh, dude,
you know what?
Did you get did you not wear a bike helmet when you were a kid?
I didn't
take a
actually,
good humdinger off a curb?
I'm trying to think.
Wow. Did somebody punch you real hard right in the goob?
No.
Oh, he was drinking coffee.
Had coffee back in their bed.
And it just it surged.
That was so close. That was.
I think it may have come out your nose a little bit.
Oh, it did. It touched the back of my sinus.
I did have
somebody gunk in the goop.
I had a neurologist when I was in my late 20s searching for brain injury for a year.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Couldn't find one.
Oh,
well, we found it.
We did find it.
Well, no, you found symptoms. You don't have any proof of the actual injury.
We don't know where the actual
Barry Joe Buttafuoco mad.
Oh.
I bet if you went back and listened to the sports broadcast that I would do. That's a pretty good Catman Scruthers right there. When I was doing football and basketball, because I would often do a morning show or later at the afternoon show. So by the time I got to the sports broadcast, I was almost always completely exhausted, which seems to exaggerate the problem. Though not today, because I feel fine. But also, I was more often than not alone on the broadcast for 2 hours. So I'm doing everything. Those had to be filled with stuff because no one listened, so no one would have caught it. I bet if I listened to it now, I wouldn't even understand what I was saying. Who's playing? What sport is this?
Going on? It's like you're speaking in tongues.
What do I mean he threw the football bat? What does that mean?
Football bat.
Oh,
I don't even know what that is.
that is something. Man.
If you had stopped and you just said Barry Joe Buttafuoco, I don't know that I would have believed you. I wouldn't have fought you on it because clearly if two people say they heard it and one person says they didn't say it, it's probably pretty likely that the two people are right. But I still wouldn't have. Hot Wings, you've had those instances where you say, nope, can't be, and then you hear it and go, yep, that's what it was.
You go, wow, I did say
God,
that.
I'm looking at our archives. You would not believe what is in there. They're labeled as free beer right out of the bat and spinning the drain when you were apparently confusing sayings you'd say to depict someone, I don't know. Well, here.
Starting.
Here you go.
That is correct.
Oh, my gosh.
Well done.
Old episode, Dumber Than Jason.
No way.
Right out of the bat gets one.
Mm-hmm. Right out of the gate, maybe.
Good start for me.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bait. Bat. Gate.
Right out of
You
the
can't
bat.
go into the stands and hit a man in the cup with a face.
Off the rape.
Wow.
Jason.
Not really.
What 85-year-old curmudgeon did Playgirl editors put on their online ballot? Wow, I am just spinning the drain. Or circling it.
That was 3 in a 34-second span.
Special.
Oh, my God.
It's too bad, because I had an interview today with the Excellence in Broadcasting Network, and I don't think I'm going to get that job.
For the golden microphone job.
No excellence here. Not on my part. Not on this side of the console.
I didn't think you did it on purpose.
Here's what Hot Wings thinks. Hot Wings. What Hot Wings thinks.
Free beer, Zane and listeners. 98% of the time, I would say I am bored and indifferent to Oprah Winfrey and the topics on her increasingly nauseating show. But I am highly interested in the uncomfortable train wreck that might occur on November 16th when vice presidential candidate loser Sarah Palin appears as a guest. Finally! That ought to be fun.
Oh, thank God.
Palin will be on the show to pimp her new book, Going Rogue, An American Life, which goes on sale the very next day. Going rogue. Because that's what she did. She went rogue. Not such a maverick. Well, I can't wait until Oprah asks MILF Palin what books she read to prepare writing this book, as if she actually wrote the book or reads. Anyway, it's been so long since we were graced with the soothing tones of her folksy vocals. We can hear her say maverick and rogue and gotcha. We can listen to Oprah condescend and occasionally yell for no reason. If we're lucky, she'll have a surprise appearance by family nemesis Levi Johnston with his bag of pistachios and blank stare and empty brain. As far as I can tell, Palin's best bet to get through this will be to reenact the porno done in her honor.
Oh, that's right.
Because speaking is not her forte.
Nailing Palin.
I just hope that Oprah doesn't join in. I'm Hot Wings, and that's what I think.
That's your new opinion from Hot Wings. More of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show is next. Sure, you may think these guys suck.
They don't deserve to be educated. They're too far gone already. Imbeciles from birth until death. They don't deserve to have the right to vote. Their opinion doesn't matter.
But you're the one listening to them.
Check out the website, freebeerandhotwings.com, for the guy that nearly got run over by a bus and car. It's one of those near misses. You can actually see his life flash before his eyes just about, but he ended up being fine. There's a number of other links and stuff that goes up throughout the day. In this instance, you can also hear the unedited version of this, Dude Shadoway's latest. Dude Shadoway's interviewed a lot of people over the years for our show. Took a little while off, and now he's back. Not known for his expertise on any given topic. Doesn't often do research or remember things or know people.
No, very confused.
Rarely has a guest not been completely alienated by Dude Shadoway.
This next person is a victim of poor circumstance because Mary Buttafuoco has never done anything to anyone ever. All this woman did was be married to this Neanderthal who then had an affair with a 16-year-old girl. And then when the 16-year-old girl was 17, the 17-year-old girl, that'd be Amy Fisher, marched up to Buttafuoco's door. Mary Jo opens the door, and Amy Fisher shot her in the head.
Mm-hmm.
That's all she's done.
Yep.
She shouldn't have opened the door, is the lesson from all that. I mean, that's.
And I sent a text to my wife after the dude did this interview, and she goes, "Oh, well, she probably deserved this." And I wrote back, "No, she doesn't.
Almost certainly no.
She didn't do anything.
Deserved it.
She's got a book out right now about living in strange relationships and getting out of them. You know, it's a help book for people who are married to a-holes, apparently.
I think the only way you could say she deserved it, and I think this is still a stretch, is to say, well, it's not the dude's fault, or it's not anybody else's fault, that she's continuing to make a living by being lady who got shot in the face by Amy Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, when something tragic happens to one, J.C. Dugard, she had something tragic happen to her. If in 15 years she tells that story, no one's going to say, "Oh, yeah, insult her. She deserves it." She's still telling that story. But this one ended up being tabloid, so.
Yeah, it's tabloid, so yeah, it is different a little.
She has this book out. It's called "Getting It Through My Thick Skull." Something tells me the title of that book won't get out that much in the Dude's latest effort. So
here it is, Dude with Mary Jo. Hello, Dude Show.
Hi, is this Joe?
This is Joe.
Hi, Joe. It's Mary Jo Buttafuoco.
Hi, Mary. Dude is on the air right now. He's wrapping up the preceding segment, and he's about to transition. He's looking forward to having you on, okay?
Terrific.
Thanks, Mary.
Okay.
So I talked to him, and when I'm talking to him, I said, "Yeah, I know exactly who Glenn Beck is. He's a jackass. I hate the guy." Yeah. Okay, well, that's very good. I tell you what, coming up in the health corner in just 20 minutes, we're going to break down what exactly is in a Cliff Bar. And we're going to burn it down to a big lump of carbon and then tell you what exactly you're putting into your body. Coming up on the health corner right here on Power Stereo FM with a dude high up here in the playpen. But I'm told now our next segment we have on a live line today a very special guest. I am told I have the information handed to me. She has the book out. Please welcome to the show the one and only Mary Jo Buttafuoco. Hello, Mary Jo.
Good morning.
You're up here on Power Stereo FM with a dude high up here in the playpen. Welcome.
Hi. It's pronounced Buttafuoco.
Come again?
Buttafuoco is the last name. That's how it's pronounced.
You did what?
Oh, you can't hear me, huh?
No, I got you. I just I didn't understand.
Oh, well, you introduced me, and my name is Mary Jo Buttafuoco.
Hold on. That's my problem. Sorry about that, Mary Jo.
That's cool.
You'll have to understand, though. Well, I tell you what, let me start all over. How's that sound? You mind if I start all over? I know we're live,
Sounds great.
It's all about mojo, and if I just start, there's no flow to that. So hold on. Are you ready?
You got it.
Okay, we're going to start over. Hold on. Okay, you ready? Here it is. All right. In 3, 2, 3. Power Stereo FM with the dude high up here to playpen with the Dude Shadoway Show. And on the live line today, talking about her new book. Please welcome to playpen, the one and only Mary Jo. Say it.
Buttafuoco.
Right. That's it. Pardon me. Everybody in the other studio is laughing hysterically at me because apparently everybody in the world knows this story except for the dude. And
That's why you're the dude, baby. That's why you're the dude. Hello?
Power Stereo FM with the dude, and maybe that's a good thing because that means that people are forgetting. It says this happened back in 1992. And you wrote about it in your book. Tell me what happened, Mary Jo. Fill the dude in as to what's going on.
All right, dude.
Just break it down.
Back in 1992.
Tell me what happened. Fill me in on the details.
Shot in the head at my front door by a young girl named Amy Fisher.
I'm sorry, say it again. I stepped on you at the same time.
Hey, dude, it's early here. What's up?
Sorry, go ahead.
back in...
Take it away. Go ahead and fill me in.
One more time?
Go ahead.
All right.
Fire away. Go ahead.
Back in
Start it up.
1992... Fuck this
Oh! Oh, no, we can't. Well, that's rude. Damn it, I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. Mary Jo Butterfucko decided to get ornery and... Christ almighty, how am I supposed to do a show with it? Surprised you haven't gotten shot more with a bad mouth like that. Very rude. Power Seraphim with a dude. I bring the playpen. The one and only Mary Butt.
I thought that went well.
I thought so, too.
How you doing, Marissa?
Good.
Oh, man.
So Joe had booked that interview for Dude Shadoway.
This gets better. This is awesome. I love this next part here.
Mary sounded very pleasant, very nice, very upbeat when she joined the Dude. That's why it was so surprising when she said, F this S.
Yeah.
Yeah, she keeps a happy face on for a long time before it all of a sudden turns quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Joe, I understand there was an email exchange after this interview that seems to, at least in some opinions, have gone wayward.
Well, we seem to have gotten disconnected from Mary Jo, and
Yeah.
after trying to call her back, we never got an answer, and we went back to the office, and in that amount of time, she sent me an email.
Okay.
And this is what it reads.
All right. Should clear things right up for us.
I think the Dude, in parentheses, should find another way to make a living. I don't mind winging it or going along for a laugh, but when the host is not taking the time to do his homework, doesn't even get my name right, making me repeat it 10 times and constantly stepping over what I'm saying, the interview is over.
Oh, boy.
Very unprofessional. Sorry your boss is such an a-hole, Joe.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you've got a chance to get off scot-free here because it sounds like she's giving you a pass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Aren't you at least a little surprised that that's how she interpreted that interview?
Meaning
that she seems to think that Dude's only problem was his lack of preparedness.
Yeah.
That she seems to think that was the issue. I was
well,
a little surprised at the way she chose to look at it.
Yeah, that is a surprise. I didn't even think of it until you said it.
But, Joe, your response to her very pleasant email.
Hi, Mary Jo. I'm really sorry about the experience you had on the show. Hopefully this is a quick stepping stone that I can leave behind on my way to a lengthy career in a larger radio market.
Good, you're distancing yourself.
Maybe I can book you when I make it to the big leagues.
Okay.
I can't wait for that day to come. I'll shake my fist in that sea-sucker's face and tell him to F off.
Okay, good. But that's not all you wrote.
Thanks for attempting to join us this morning. I appreciate it. Thanks, Joe. P.S.
Uh-oh.
I was looking at the cover of your book, and I've got to say, you are still as smoking as you were in '93. If your new husband's girlfriend shoots you in the face, look me up. She did not write back.
She did not write back. I think what you mean to say, Joe, is she did not write back yet.
She hasn't gotten it.
Oh, no.
She's probably just playing coy.
How was that woman alive? I mean, because if I remember correctly, she turned around and then Fisher shot her in the back of the head. And it did some neurological... I mean, it went in her brain for... I was only at 22, but still, I mean, that doesn't matter. You get shot in the head.
I was young. I didn't even... I remember the story, but I didn't remember any details. All I remember is the TV movie of the week had her going through airport security, and she couldn't get through because of the bullet in her face.
No.
And they did 3 movies. All 3 networks did a movie. And I remember, I think one of the stars was Alyssa Milano. One may have been Drew Barrymore.
Wow. Now, how would you like to be her, though? Because if you type Mary Jo Buttafuoco into Google and hit search, 3 entries, and then there says image results for Mary Jo Buttafuoco. From left to right, it goes
very rough.
Photo of her currently, photo of Amy Fisher and ex-husband, photo of her back then, photo of her now, and then a photo of the Saturday Night Live cast member with crazy strokey face.
Yeah.
That they depicted her as having.
Yeah, it's Jan Hooks.
The fact that at one point Saturday Night Live said, "Yeah, that lady got shot in the face. Time to be hilarious."
Oh my God!
Yeah, why not?
Glad they did.
Bummer.
They opened the door for her guest slot for Dude shadowing.
I don't feel so bad about the Dude, knowing that back then when it was fresh, she probably still had the bullet. Well, she did have the bullet still in her. She might still have it now.
I can't believe that she went on Oprah and had Amy Fisher on there and forgave her. And that's a pretty big thing.
Yeah, but that turned sour. She forgave her, but then Fisher made comments after, because I was reading about that in the Wikipedia.
Yeah.
That it didn't go as planned.
Fisher didn't act with grace, I don't think.
Yeah, it turned weird.
There it is. Dude Shadoway. Mary Jo Buttafuoco.
Yeah, that is Mary.
Can you be arrested for being nude in your own home? Doesn't seem like you can, but one person was. We'll tell you about that next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
The Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. Sounds of the game. Things that sound filthy from football.
That's a great stop up inside. You see the movement, you see the push, and you see the penetration. Buckhalter again, squeezing through a hole.
You'll see Cooper come right up there in the A gap.
Oh, man, he's coming around, and when he does hit you, he's getting you in the mustache.
How about this, Dick? And one of the things the Seattle coaches say about him is that he soaks things up very well.
Oh, man.
Jeff Fisher, the Titans quarterback. His team lost 59-0. He's taking some heat now.
That is not his profession.
What did I say?
I'm not going to tell you.
Well, this is just...
No, I can't. What would you do, Hot Wings? Would you save it and let him sit on it? Or would you...
Okay, Jeff Fisher, the Titans coach, not quarterback.
Awesome. You caught it yourself.
I had to go back and cycle through
it. You can't get mad. You can't get all irritated.
In this particular instance, it was going to derail the whole point of bringing him up in the first place.
Don't get upset about it. I mean,
I like that you actually have a brain DVR. I just learned that. You have a brain TiVo.
It wouldn't have worked on the other one.
What did I say? I'm not telling you. Well, hang on. I can actually hear it going.
I know it. And then
beep, beep. Okay, all right, coach, not quarterback. That was crazy.
That is peculiar. You're right.
You have a head TiVo.
Why didn't it work on those other ones?
I don't know.
Wouldn't have remembered those other ones.
He's pouty.
You didn't realize there was something worth going back and looking at.
I guess not.
You didn't know there was an instant replay moment on those other ones.
Well, it was going to be a quick note. No longer is one. Jeff Fisher, the coach of the Tennessee Titans. Apparently, I need to slow down today and not look at anything but what I'm thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
That won't work.
Yeah.
He is taking some heat. He was introducing Tony Dungy to speak to a group for a charity. Tony Dungy, the longtime coach of the Indianapolis Colts, and quarterback could fly in at any time.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Fisher, when he did so, he revealed, I think as a gag, he took off his shirt and revealed himself wearing a Peyton Manning jersey and then said, just wanted to feel like a winner for once. All tongue-in-cheek.
But,
not good when you're 0-6.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No, that's a bad
poor judgment
idea.
by you, fish. What's your problem?
That is a bad...
Oh, my God.
Bad idea.
That is not funny.
I mean, that's one thing just to do it like as a joke in front of like 10 people, but man, when you're...
big auditorium.
When you got a place filled with people and your team is losing, and that's an insult to all those guys on that team.
Stop laughing. It's not fun.
I wanted to feel like a winner.
You're right. And you know what's funny is when he took off the shirt and they revealed the Peyton Manning jersey from the Colts. The crowd gave a pretty good laugh and they're like, "Oh, that's funny," and it makes sense because Tony Dungy is there.
Comedy.
No different than when Magic wore a Bird jersey or a Boston Celtics jersey at Larry Bird's retirement ceremony, sort of just a nod to, okay, you're a great competitor. But once it was when he said the line, I just wanted to feel like a winner for once, the crowd went, oh.
Yeah, they knew. They had sense.
No, you're not funny.
You're not funny at all. You're painfully unfunny.
And winless.
Yeah, you can't do that when you're still with. I mean, if Matt Millen, who used to run the Lions, did it at this point, it wouldn't make that big of a difference because he'd be almost making fun of himself. But you can't do it as Jeff Fisher, current coach of the Titans.
Yeah, you're in the throes of an awful, awful sequence. Everybody in town hates you.
It's amazing how much the world turned over on that guy in 12 months, isn't it?
Yeah, we spent all these years overlooking your stupid porno mustache.
Awesome.
You're stupid.
It is.
Porno
You see
mustache.
how it goes?
It is. He
Fisher?
does have a stupid porno
You
mustache.
step out of line and everything comes out.
He did sort of always look like he was ready to go, Bears.
Yeah.
Of course, he was on,
In fact,
Well, he still looks like it, though. You expect that if you actually met him in person that he'd probably have a piece of cheese stuck in it.
Yeah.
I do not think it's funny.
He's a notoriously nice man who gives a lot to charity.
Shave your mustache.
He still has
with
a
a
bad porno
Way to go.
mustache. I'm sure he's still nice.
Well, his career as coach or quarterback could be coming to an end soon. Quarterback.
Man.
So can you get charged for indecent exposure when you are in your own home walking around naked? Zane, you've talked about this. When you get up in the morning, isn't it true that you go and get coffee before putting
more
clothes
than
or
that.
walk down to the shower? You're nude virtually the whole time because nobody's
This morning,
up.
For example, this morning, a handful of hours ago, not long ago, I was chopping mushrooms while butt naked for my omelet. That's right.
So
I was
weird.
chopping mushrooms, onions, and tomatoes.
And how come you don't put clothes on when you do it?
Well, because I'm naked when I sleep, and I get out of bed, I'm nude. I hobble over to the cutting board, and the first thing I take all this big cup full of vegetables and throw it in a frying pan and put the heat on low, and then I get in the shower. And then while it's cooking, they saute at a perfect level because I have it timed perfectly. By the time I get out, they're perfectly tender. I add the egg. Done. There's no point in getting dressed.
I still can't believe you don't throw on a robe or something. And I'm not criticizing. You can do whatever you
I don't
want.
care.
But, man,
That's fine.
I would be so petrified.
No.
Every day. Not only that somebody might errantly see in a window, because you can see in quite easily when there's a light on inside and it's dark outside.
Care.
But my own kids, the idea that, like, I don't know, my 12-year-old daughter or 7 or 8-year-old daughter would, like, just happen to get out of bed for some reason. There's Dad standing there in front of a frying pan nude.
If I hear him, I go, eyes, I'm nude. Like, if I take a shower in the middle of the day, they'll be in the house. Jack will be at the computer. Madison will be watching iCarly. Jim will be doing homework at the table. It's the hub of activity. And I come out of the bathroom, like I've told you about this story. Eyes, I'm naked. I'm walking through now. Everybody close your eyes. And there I am, nude.
I think you like the attention.
What? No.
I think why else would you do it?
Yeah,
why would you inconvenience your whole family
why
for
can't
your
you just
own
like
benefit?
walk with a towel
That
on?
is not true. And here's what happens. I leave the towel hung up in the bathroom so that it dries and I can use it more than once.
Sure.
I don't wear underwear. I usually get done exercising or working out, and instead of getting all my clothes and bringing them down to the bathroom, I leave them all in my room in the drawers, and that's where I change. So I take off, I strip, get in the shower, leave the towel hung up. It's easier to just run up steps. Everybody close your eyes. I'm coming through. If I would like the attention, I would say, everybody, look at my hairless schwanz.
No,
That's
that'd be
what I
too
would do.
obvious.
Right.
You come out, kids, I'm naked. Nobody look.
every day saying a little choir, I'm naked.
I don't talk like that. I don't go, kids, I'm naked. I don't do that.
All right, everybody, close your eyes. There's a flopper.
If Dad didn't want to freak you out and inconvenience everybody, he'd buy a robe. They only cost $10, but no, hey.
Hey, I just want to remind everyone, it's more convenient for all of you to stop what you're doing and cover your eyes than it is for me to carry down pants.
I have
If you
earned the
happen
right
to see my ding dong, well,
make
that's
things
your
as-
fault.
Oopsie, I got my towel wet. I'll have to dry it.
Oopsie.
The dynamic dictates that it's at this point that I have to simply kick back and take the abuse. Steve,
like your family does.
Yep, that's right. Steve writes in on the instant message while all this is going on. I'm getting it electronically too. It says, quote, Steve says, kids, don't look, if you know what I mean. All suspect.
Okay, I'm upstairs. Just kidding.
Here I am.
Flinga.
That is absurd.
Look at me. It's a hula hoop without the hula.
Come on.
Better keep your eyes closed. Dad's going to go watch some TV.
Hey,
Oh, God.
Hey, I'm going to go change the oil in the car. It's not convenient for me to get dressed because afterwards I'm just going to shower. So if you see me underneath the car and you look down, you're going to see my boner.
Oh, boy, Dad just dropped a mushroom. This is a good time to stretch out my hamstrings, too, so I'll bend over at the waist.
I'm very uncomfortable with this exchange, but I will allow it.
There's no hair in my butt.
It must be awesome to be your kids and say, want to come over and play Xbox or watch a movie? Sure. Okay, if I say the code word, don't forget, Dad's going to run through the room nude.
Now, if there are children over, I get a warning. My wife usually says, so-and-so is over, don't come out naked. And I usually then prepare. I'll take an extra step. But in fact,
don't run?
No.
You put Kleenex on.
You grease up.
You look at some pornography before you come out.
This has turned to an outwardly subversive attack. And
there's a kid over. I better baby oil up.
Hey, Jim, cooking show at 4:30. Don't invite your friends over. I guess you can if you want.
Hey, Jim's got friends over. Oh, cool. Hand me my Runner's Weekly. Hand me a picture of a Kenyan marathoner. I am so turned on.
Implying that I get a stiffy from looking at Kenyan runners. I mean, everything that comes out of anyone's mouth is more preposterous than the last one. If you could scale the ramp up and the intensity and the insults, it's at an all-time high. No, don't take calls. Damn it. Great.
Hello, Todd.
Good morning, guys. I love the show. I've got to back up Zane on this one. I don't think it's for attention.
Oh, good.
From what I know of him, I think it's complete selfishness and convenience. All he has to do is throw. He just has to throw a light robe on. I'm with you on the towel, Zane. If it gets in the bedroom, it's on the floor. It doesn't dry. Just need a light robe, and that's it. But instead, it's easier to just waltz through naked and make everyone avert their eyes. And then on the kitchen thing, I'm similar to you. Sleep naked, get up, and I make my coffee naked. No blinds in the house. I'm right in the front, lights on. If people want to look, I guess that's cool.
No, I don't do that. I try to keep the blinds shut and don't turn on the lights.
Well, I'm worried about the hot oil in the skillet.
Well, I'm guessing you've been fined by that. You probably burned once. You'd be okay.
This is terrible. I hate this show when this happens.
We never even got to the real story.
No, we did not. Can you believe that diversion?
We'll get to that in a moment. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Outwig Show.
Email the show, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com.
3-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and belted deep to left field. It just missed the second deck. Fly away. I don't believe it. I see the light. I believe you, Mike. Unbelievable. It is 2-0. Mariners.
1-800-947-3979. Just after the top of the hour, about 20 minutes away, producer Joe he's going to once again be looking to get somebody's pants. This one a slightly different scenario than the last time where he was trying to buy them on a street. It'll be a different storyline as he tries to buy uniform pants from a variety of businesses. But either way, once again, Joe needs some pants. There's no way it can work out in the same scenario as the last time.
You remember the highlight of when Joe was putting on the hobo pants and he saw a big dollop of caca on the inside of him?
Joe is now putting on these filthy pants. Starts gagging sick.
I can't do it.
Do it. Put them on.
No.
Do it.
Come on, guys. They have feces in them.
No.
Oh my God.
Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. I got feces.
Oh, one of my favorites
of
all time. That was such a surprising one.
come on, guys. They have feces in them.
I don't know why that clip reminds me of this, but this was also a Joe stunt, where Joe, I believe in this, I think this is the one, and it only reminds me of it because at the end of that clip you hear Zane say, "Nope, do it anyway."
Yeah.
Or the beginning of where Zane says that. And this one, there was a similar reaction, if I have the right one, and if not, this will all lay flat.
One works.
There you go.
Not enough.
Ow!
So Joe is snorting Jaeger in this clip. And he's in the middle of feeling like he's dying, and you hear Zane say, "Nope, not enough."
Yeah, make him do more, and he gets upset.
Listen to this. There you go.
Not enough.
Ow!
Not enough.
Oh, F you!
That was
Oh, my God. I did not expect that.
What happened?
Oh, it burned immediately.
Well, we weren't ready. You're going to have to really get it.
That was
If you
crazy.
think I'm going to put that in my nose again. You're kidding. I'll walk away. I will go home for the
Joe,
day.
just one more.
You're kidding. No way.
That's
That's nuts. That was crazy, dude.
Hasn't even finished doing it, and I'm already telling him to do it again.
His voice got all crazy high a couple times. I ran across that one the other day, and it really, I had forgotten about it.
So
It really made me
great.
laugh. So in the last segment, Zane was talking about how he likes to be nude in front of his family, so to speak. And we never got to this story, but the reason it came up is because what this guy did in this story that got him arrested, and he may spend a year in prison, is not that different than what, Zane, you say you did this morning, and what that listener who insulted you, Todd, said that he does every morning, and that is walk around nude inside your home. Listen to this. Eric Williamson of Springfield, Virginia. On Monday, he got out of bed at about 5:30 in the morning, wandered into his kitchen to make coffee without putting his clothes on. At the exact same time, an unidentified woman and her 7-year-old son walked past Eric's house and saw him because of the lights on the inside. Howings, you referenced that in the last segment, that the lights on the inside make it so you can see right into somebody's house, no problem. Saw him inside walking around nude. The woman jumped to the conclusion that he was exposing himself on purpose, even though it was 5:30 in the morning, and I'm not sure why she'd have thought he was inside. She called the cops, and Eric was arrested for indecent exposure.
Wow.
You think that's fair?
Well, I mean, if people can openly see you, then it's really no different than you being on your driveway and they can see you, or anywhere else where they can see you.
I think it warrants a visit from a police officer saying, "Would you please do this? Close your blinds."
But I would say, I would think the first time it would be some sort of a warning. Like, you have to realize people can see you. Maybe you don't, but so you can't do this anymore. You have to stop. If you do it again, we're going to arrest you. That's what I would do if I were a cop personally. But
this guy, the guy, Eric Williamson, on being arrested for being naked in his kitchen.
I'm by myself. So I come down here, the roommates are gone, and it's my house. I never had a conversation with anyone, never saw anyone, nothing out of the ordinary. Didn't cross my mind. I came and got coffee. I mean, if I stood and seemed comfortable in my kitchen, possibly it's natural. It's my kitchen. I'm a loving dad. Any of my friends and anybody knows that. And there's not a chance on this planet that I would ever do anything like that to a kid.
Oh, my gosh.
I think it's reasonable to believe that he didn't know they were out there. If it was dark and it's 5:30 in the morning, why would you think a woman and her child would be outside? It's not like it was 8 o'clock and the bus stop's outside.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, at that time of the day, you probably wouldn't see them. You can see in easily. You can't see out when it's like that because the inside lights, it reflects. I mean, you could be 5 feet away from that house on the outside, and the person inside couldn't see you.
Right.
Better judgment has to take place in this case. I mean,
Yeah.
So seriously.
Adrian joins us. Hi, Adrian.
Hi.
What do you think?
I think that if you're looking through people's windows and you see somebody nude, you get what you get. Aren't there kind of peeping Tom laws that you shouldn't be looking at people's windows?
Well, I don't think they were like peering in like from the windowsill. I think they were walking by. Their head happened to look to the left, and there it was. Everything in this was innocent. An innocent look and a innocent mistake in not closing the blinds.
What have you?
How did you miss that?
Zane, would have you called the cops? If you were the woman and you saw that?
No.
Because you would have looked and assumed that since he wasn't playing helicopter in the window or standing there flaunting it somehow, because if he's I guess we don't know what she saw.
Is an a-hole and a problem in the neighborhood to begin with. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing that the way she called the cops was probably very different than a normal thinking person would have called the cops. I mean, if you don't want to normal people, if you know the person, you might knock on the door and go, "Hey, just so you know,
later in the
day,
we
can see you out here.
Check back later in the day."
And if you didn't want the confrontation, which I could see maybe you would call it and just go, "Hey, I don't want to do it personally, but somebody needs to let this guy know because I don't think he knows."
Yeah, you can do
that. I mean,
too.
it would be
fair.
pretty, and because the
cops in that case,
yeah, they're not going to go and arrest the guy if it's
Maybe
obvious that it's. But I'm guessing she probably called and said, "There's a guy and he's standing there, and I can see his wiener, and it affected my kid. It's going to be ruined now. He's probably going to be retarded."
She's pissed off because she hasn't been on the business end of one of them in a long time. That's a problem.
Another person agreeing with Adrian. Why wasn't the woman charged with peeping? Gender reversal. Dude gets charged with peeping.
Okay. Well, that's two stupid people.
Yeah, that's not the case.
Caller,
a guy would not get charged with peeping if he was walking on a sidewalk and saw a nude woman in the house. He would get charged if he was on a tree branch.
Be more dumb, stupid.
Alan in New York. Hi, Alan.
Jesus. Hi, I tend to agree with that woman, though. I mean, they looked in. It's not like he was, outwardly exposing himself. He was in his kitchen, right?
Hey, Alan.
Into his house.
Hey, stupid. What the hell is wrong with you? We just explained the goddamn story to you.
Yeah, I was on hold, man. Sorry, I turned my radio down.
Get the hell out of here. You're banned, you stupid jerk.
Why is it that we are the only people who can think straight?
I knew he was dead. I apologize, Alan. I led you to the slaughter. I couldn't wait to put you on the air after the guys had just said, after Hot Wings and Zane had just spent time re-expressing the thought that it's not the same as peeping because she wasn't intentionally trying to look in.
She's walking down the street. That's the one part of the story that no one's contesting.
Right.
I couldn't wait to have him say what he said.
It's amazing. And it really is amazing.
If someone else calls with that same point, they will go to the front of the line. Now, by the way, when I walked out, because if you can be charged with peeping, when you go through like your own neighborhood or any other neighborhood, like if I were going to Hot Wings' house and it's late at night, or you coming to mine and the houses have the lights on, don't you want to look in? You want to see?
Yes. Who doesn't look in?
I want horse. Oh, that is a nice TV. Look how big that thing is.
Everyone's
a fishbowl.
Everyone looks in. If you have your lights on and blinds up, people who go by will look in your home.
Absolutely.
And most people are smart enough to realize that, which is why, like, around the holidays, they put the Christmas tree right in front of the stupid window.
That's why it's
because they know people can look in.
It's fun to take walks. You never know what you're going to see.
Exactly. You might go, oh, well, so-and-so, wow, they got something new. Oh, that looks really nice. Oh, they painted the room. Oh hey, look, a girl.
Baby Tom lost. It's her fault.
Yeah, it's not.
By the way,
being a peeping Tom when you're on the sidewalk.
This person makes a good point, and it's in the column here, too, that if this guy's found guilty, even if he doesn't do jail time, if he gets probation, he could end up on the sex offender list.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
that's a big problem.
Well, it's exposure to a child.
Yikes.
It's pretty ridiculous. Now, there are times where people deserve it. I had a neighbor in Knoxville who did this on purpose to women in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
He would stand in front of his giant he had like a storm door. So he would have the main door open, the storm door closed, but it was solid glass. And he'd stand there with his robe open, drinking coffee.
Yeah.
But he never did it. No guy in the neighborhood ever saw him do it. Only all the women.
Just women.
Yeah, my girlfriend saw it. The next door neighbor lady saw it. And another woman saw it. Because at first I go, well, like my girlfriend told me about it. And I go, well, maybe it was just an accident. Maybe it was, just one of those things. He just wasn't thinking, whatever.
You don't want to believe you live by that guy.
And then I'm out talking to the neighbor one day, and she goes, yeah, so Creepy Jim was at it again. And I go, what are you talking about? Standing in the window, exposing himself to women again. And I go, what? Well, why isn't anyone calling the cops?
When did your girlfriend get arrested for being a peeping Tom?
You know what? She got away with it. Can you believe it? Even though she was in our house, she was looking over across the street.
So frustrating.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com. Bo in Indiana. Hi, Bo.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, man. What do you think?
You know, I was just always under the impression, during the day you left your blinds open. At night you closed them for privacy, and then, like if you were gone during the evening, you kept your, blinds open and your lights on, so that way some intruder was in your house, maybe your neighbor could see him. But, I kind of can see, that guy should have really had his blinds closed. I mean, I walk around in my boxers and, my blinds are closed at night, just because of that reason. I mean, people do walk by at night and tend to look over if the lights are on.
I suppose. He probably should have had the blinds closed. I'm guessing, Zane, when you come down in the morning, you don't walk around in front of open windows that are clear to the street.
Kids walk to school in the mornings, and just, that, and that mother was out pretty early. I don't know if she's delivering papers for what with her kid, but, it's pretty fairly early for a kid to be out that early. But at the same time, like you said, with the blinds open and lights on, I mean, people are going to tend to look in. The only time my blinds are normally open at night or when the Christmas tree's in the window, like you guys are saying. So,
right.
I mean, that's just common sense, really, guys.
I think that summarizes it. Thank you, Bo.
Did Bo just encapsulate everything that went on that we have discussed already? Is that what?
It's kind of my impression.
He kind of summarized, but did it in a longer way.
Which
was actually
what Bo is saying
impressive.
Is if the blinds weren't open, people wouldn't have seen his nude schmeckle. But in a lengthier fashion.
I'm going to take off my headphones and go and get a cup of coffee and some water and forget that the last 10 minutes have occurred. That's what I'm going to do.
Should we warn the people in the kitchen that you intend to get nude before you get your coffee?
Not necessary. I will remain clothed. I might attack someone because I'm so pissed off.
In a moment, producer Joe needs some pants again. This time, he's trying to buy employee pants from someone. They probably have spare sets sitting around.
Work uniforms.
Work uniforms.
He's taken this bit to another level.
That's right. That's next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
More sounds of the game with the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
But here you're going to see him come in here and kick out. They sort of fake a wide play, and Gonzalez comes back inside.
So Hiller has all the freedom in the world to work with his package depending on what he sees when he gets to the line.
Watch Lewis right there in the middle. You see right there he's going to come right off the rear end of his own player. Jared Johnson, and Brett Favre does not see him coming, and by the time he does, nothing he can do about it.
1-800-947-3979. Tomorrow, Dumber Than Zane Trivia, your chance to win $400 from our friends at Cat Footwear.
Steve writes sounds of the game available on the website each week.
That's right.
In successive form, I guess, if that's a word. In succession, all the clips back to back to back.
Yep, instead of just 3 or 4 of them, the whole thing.
Yeah. Very good.
Later on this hour, we'll get to what Hot Wings thinks. Headlines on the way, including the Yankees and the ALCS. And a family getting rid of massive debt. Massive debt. Wait to hear that. Producer Joe joins us for the Can I Buy Some of Your Pants challenge. This is sort of a part 2. Sort of 2 things combined. Welcome, Joe.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good, man.
Very good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm well.
Describe your apparel that you have on right now.
I have sweatshirt, polo shirt underneath, shoes, socks, pasty white thighs, and boxers.
No pants.
Right.
So you are pantsless.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pantsless.
And there's a logical and reasonable explanation as to why you are pantsless that you'll explain when you get to the Squawk Box on the drive-thru, yes?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
And he's in a car. He's not walking.
Right.
Right.
Not yet.
When I was sitting in the parking lot waiting to do this, I went, oh, man, I got to get my pants off. And there are other cars in this particular parking lot that were just hanging out. I had these horrible visions of cops coming to arrest me for being a pervert.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of these days, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think it could.
Surely I'll get arrested at some point, right?
I hope so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the goal, actually.
All right. I'm in the line. There's only one car ahead of me.
Okay.
All right.
Drive-through is not very fast.
Are you going to try to soften them up by saying, yeah, can I get a large coffee? And by the way,
Sure.
I ruined my pants with number 2, and I had to throw them in your parking lot. May I buy some uniform pants? Also, some hash browns.
No, actually, I just like a small coffee, if I could.
Care for anything else?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, this is kind of a weird thing. I'm on my way to a job interview, and I did number 2 in my pants. They're in your parking lot, but I need some other pants, and I was wondering if I could buy a pair off you or one of the employees here.
And you don't have any. Is there anything else I can get for you today?
So, yeah, just a pair of Cintas to go.
Yeah, just the coffee and a pair of Cintas to go.
Please go ahead for your coffee.
And pants.
Yeah, and I'll please add those pants.
Please, seriously, I'll do anything.
Tell them your size.
Hey, but,
Yeah.
Please go ahead for your coffee.
And pants.
And pants.
And pants.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah,
I'm dead serious. I have
I'm
no.
serious, sir. I don't have any pants for you. If you'd like your coffee, please go ahead.
Ask where they get their uniform pants.
Where do you get your uniform pants?
Where do you get your manners?
Hello?
Where do you get your manners? Say, I said please.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not trying to be rude at all.
I just need pants. Won't you help me?
In fact, I'm not trying to be insulting at all. I just need pants.
Please.
I'm sorry, sir. If you'd like your coffee, please go ahead.
Oh, they're so sick of you.
All right.
All right, Joe. I say you pull through and get your coffee, and then say, I hope I don't spill it on my meaty, white, unprotected thighs.
Be all sulky.
Oh, no. There's police officers here.
There is?
Hi. This is no good.
Hey, go. Hi, producer Joe.
They know.
Yeah.
I was just listening to you about 5 minutes ago.
Well, that's good. That
Is this no pants challenge or something?
no, I just usually drive around with no pants.
He's so uncomfortable. Let's not help.
Joe, call him a oinker.
Yeah.
Say, hey, oinker.
Yeah, I'm working, pig.
I'm getting a message from Zane. He said, hi, oinker.
Tell Zane. Well, no, he'd run too far. I can't do anything now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's squirrely.
Hey, guys. Say, all right, see ya.
Later, pigs.
Businesses have to be irritated that we have a good rapport with the police.
Cops are like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, because inside the restaurant right now, they're going, yeah, that guy's.
Guy gets coffee. He has no pants on. He's already talked to a couple pigs.
And he got a boner.
Well, that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Sure did.
Joe, have you ever talked to the police while sitting in your boxer shorts in your car before?
Thank Christ, no. Dude, I thought, oh, my God.
You got a little
I can't
scared?
believe it.
Yeah, and we had just talked about that, and then there it is.
They
Unbelievable.
just happen to be dining here.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, at least they're nearby for when you go to the next place and walk in with your request.
Yeah. That's the new thing.
Okay. Well, I'm halfway there right now.
All right.
Okay,
You
all
got
right.
peeling out.
Did you get your coffee and pay for it?
Nope.
No. Yeah, just beat it out of there. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I can't say I blame you.
Took off after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know what? I'm going to go right here to the next place. This is the scene of a couple of Joe stunts. One of them, the world-famous Yo Gabba Gabba Yell Loudly Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, and it's chock full of people.
Is this the one where you blatantly insulted them? When we said, is that lady hot? And you said, not at all. And then when you got to the window, she said, yeah, we're listening right now. And you realized that in a second she was going to hear you say she's ugly?
No. Different place.
Okay. Because that probably would be awkward if he was still there.
Oh, my God. This place, though, the Seniorville trolley dropped a batch of old people off.
Oh, it's full of milkshakes?
Did you say the Seniorville trolley?
All right. Now I parked, and I'm putting on my long coat.
So you look like a flasher.
Oh, God.
So I'm wearing white tennis shoes.
I say no coat. Just
and no coat.
Yeah, I say so too.
Yeah, no coat, Joe. Just go in.
It actually looks more pervy that way. You just look stupid.
Take your shirt off too. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. But that would be fun.
I grabbed my pants and my shirt.
I grabbed my shirt.
Although it's odd that you would have soiled your pants, but not your underpants.
Yeah, I just crapped my socks.
Let's see if anybody mentions that obvious flaw in logic.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet no.
No.
They'll be too distracted.
No.
All right, you're going to march in there. Same scenario, but face to face. Lobby full of people. Lobby full of old people.
Full of old people.
Okay, good. Blue hair everywhere.
They'll just think that's how young people dress.
Parking lot full of Buicks.
Oh, yeah, way to go. Park next to the door that's locked. Now I have to walk around the building.
You're trying to go in the back?
Browbeating himself. Way to go.
Joe has to carry a crate of rolls in.
Oh, yep, I've been spotted.
Uh-oh.
The most exciting thing of their year has just happened.
Oh, good. All right.
You mean by some of the older people?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do any of them look all strokey?
All of them.
The last time they were this excited was when Uncle Sam announced a $20 rebate for the year.
Hi. Can I order a cup of coffee? And also, I'm on my way to a job interview, and I did number 2 in my pants.
Yeah.
And I need to buy some pants. Can I buy some off either you or one of the other employees here?
Like uniform pants.
Mm-hmm. Maybe a spare pair. Buy some.
Well, can I actually buy a pair off of one of you?
Yeah. Can you give me your pants?
$50 and up.
How much for your pants?
Seriously? Where do you get them? Oh.
So you don't have time to go to the pants store.
Yeah, I just don't have time for that.
Yeah, say, you're going to help me out, and I'll be able to get a job.
Excuse me, cook?
Excuse me, cook, you said.
Excuse me, cook.
Excuse me, I pooped in my pants, and I'm on my way to a really important job interview. Can I buy your pants? I have a debit card.
Yeah, for pants. Just
of course.
Say
debit card.
Just punch up pants on the cash register.
Yeah.
They're ignoring me.
Oh,
they're not even giving me a coffee.
No, they don't.
No, of course not. They think there's something wrong with
they're
you.
They're calling the cops.
Guys.
Hey.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, he's talking to the patrons, the elderly.
I'm on my way to a job interview, and I pooped in my pants.
Surely you can relate.
I need to buy some pants off of you guys.
Will anyone sell me their pants?
Are there any of you sitting here who have also not taken a dump in their pants so far today?
What? I don't have time for that. That's the problem. Yeah? Oh, what are you guys doing? Bingo? That's my favorite.
Oh, great. Here we go.
No, I'm okay.
Say, do you have a pair of spare pants in your Buick Electra?
Do you guys have any sweatpants in your Buick Electra? I pooped on my nice shoes, too. Does anyone have Velcros I can borrow?
He's being laughed at by old people.
Yeah.
If they're playing...
Thank you.
He's all condescending.
They're like mocking him.
Yeah, they're
Joe, you.
They're totally mocking me.
Yeah,
they're making fun of you.
Those old people are laughing at you hysterically. They want to kick your ass.
It's clear you'll be getting no pants today, Joe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Come on back.
Come on, buddy. Wow.
I was actually under the impression that most of the fast food stores actually had the uniform pants there, like a box in the back.
Yeah, why wouldn't they? You know, I mean, they got new hires once in a while. You got to give them to them.
Do.
When I worked at the Finish Line, they had a whole box of polo shirts with the Finish Line embroidered on it.
Of course.
Something would, well, then again, there we would have just sold them a shirt off the rack. It's different, but they still had them there.
Of course. You say, yeah, we got your application. You're hired. Here is your uniform.
Mm-hmm. A hobo off the street was willing to give Joe his pants.
Yeah.
But not in this case. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense.
I guess
we should have had Joe say, yeah, the last time that I did this in my pants, a hobo gave me pants. You're not as nice as a hobo. Did you know that?
Man.
In a moment, headlines. Yankees maybe on their way to the World Series, certainly one step closer, And Balloon Boy's dad was busy writing theme songs for his many reality TV shows. We'll share those with you next. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
Sure, you may think these guys suck.
Bloated, washed up, pathetic, no talent.
But you're the one listening to them.
1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. Tomorrow at about this time, Dumber Than Zane Trivia presented by Cat Footwear. It's not $3,200, but $400 would still be very nice. Zane could not seal the deal last week. 4-1 victory.
Mm-hmm.
Gentleman in Albany. Forget his name. John, maybe? Came back to get the win.
Yeah.
And get the cash.
Mm-hmm.
Your chance to win. The new fall shoes are available at catfootwear.com, so you can check that out.
Always good, and it's very important for listeners of this show to check them out, and if they like them, buy them, because they are a big sponsor of this show and have helped this show grow with that big cash prize for Dumber Than Zane Trivia. So we kind of sometimes take it for granted. We don't, but we sometimes just want to make sure by pointing out that they are a big supporter, and they got on board very, very early with this show. And so it's important to patronize them, please.
And you bring that up on the broader scale. We'll get emails from people, like occasionally when we'll lose a station or add one, people will get an email saying, hey, what do I do to make sure I don't lose you here or to help you grow or whatever? Honestly, I mean, it's good old capitalism. You support the businesses that advertise on the stations that carry our show and encourage other businesses to do so. Show's going to be around a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
If not,
there are syndicated shows all over the place that give away things like a coffee table book or a free oil change because it's times are tough. But Cat Footwear did not waver a bit and has always stepped up.
1-800-947-3979. In a little while, we'll share with you at the end of this hour an interview with Susie Essman. She is one of the stars of HBO's Curb Your Enthusiasm, comedian, actress, and now author. And she's been on our show before. Very funny, very sarcastic, very cutting, which means she fits in very well with us. And all of those attributes were in use when we had a chance to talk to her yesterday after the show. We'll share it on the air for the first time today, coming up at the end of the hour. Meanwhile, last night, just one baseball game yesterday. The American League Championship Series, the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
And the Anaheim Angels, or the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, as they expect to be known.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It is stupid.
What is?
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Pick a town.
Remember when they were the California Angels?
Yeah.
Wanted to be more.
Yeah, just pick one. I mean,
region.
Seriously.
Region specific.
Well,
the Angels and the Yankees last night, it's a pivotal game because it could have evened the series at 2 games apiece. Did not go that way. The Yankees dominate in this one.
Yeah,
big time.
10-1 win. Here's A-Rod on beating the Angels 10-1 and homering in his 3rd straight game.
Feels good to swing the bat well. Getting some good pitches to hit, being patient, and just when you get your pitch, you're not missing it. In other postseasons, I failed and sometimes failed miserably. And it certainly feels good to come through for my team and help the team win.
Got to give him credit for turning it around because he had been a disaster in the postseason. I mean, there were a lot of people pointing the finger. Remember, he did that yell at a guy during a pop-up when he was running, trying to, the guy was going to field a pop-up on the infield, and A-Rod,
I got it!
Which is very, very Little League baseball. He also did that, try to hit the ball out of the glove of the guy at first base when he was making a tag. Very Bush League stuff, and then he just hit poorly. So he was really a goat in waiting for the Yankees postseason if they didn't do well and he didn't, hit for an average and drive in some runs.
Yeah, the only thing that can happen that would get the monkey off his back is a World Series win and performance, a good solid performance by him.
He doesn't have to be the MVP, but he has to be a big reason for it. Even can you imagine if they won the World Series, but he still hit 180 and a lot of strikeouts. It wouldn't. The World Series would probably be a little bit tainted for him.
Joe Girardi and Johnny Damon talking about A-Rod.
He's a great player. I think that's plain and simple.
he's been a great player for a long time.
Wow, that's very profound.
And he's in the zone right now. He's locked in.
You know, he's even hitting pitches that are pretty good pitchers' pitches. So he's kind of in that zone, and we hope to keep him there.
Brilliant.
He's hitting pitches that are pretty good pitchers' pitches.
Yeah, man, some heavy-duty stuff from Damon and Girardi.
I like when sports guys say sports things.
Yeah.
You know, because they
big time.
What are they going to say? A-Rod's better than their pitchers. They keep throwing up pumpkins, and he keeps hitting BBs into the stands.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Angels manager Mike Scioscia. They're ready for Game 5.
We got beat pretty badly tonight. It's one loss. That's it. You come out there and gain some momentum. I don't think we've had a lead early in the ball game yet this series. If we can start to play that type of game, this can change in a hurry. Our guys are confident. There's nobody in that clubhouse that's down. We know what's in front of us. We know where we have to get to.
Yeah.
And there's a terrific challenge for us, and our guys are they're going to be ready to go mentally for sure.
I think you're missing an important point, a subtle nuance from Angels manager Mike Scioscia. What he said was, if we do better, things will go better for our team. He clearly said that at the beginning. He said if we could play better early and get a lead, we'll be better off.
I don't know why all of the leagues in all phases of sport, whether it's college or pros, why they bother with the after-game press conference. Because no one ever says anything. The only people that they should mandate to have press conferences are the ones who end up crying, like Jim Mora or something like that. I mean, somebody who you know is a little bit teetery.
If there's not some sort of emotional breakdown or ramp up, anger, sadness, frustration, if it's just that, which most of them are smart enough to keep it under control, then it ends up being.
I would ask the question, do you as a coach have the ability to say anything that can be defined as anything more than trite or pointless?
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no?
And I don't blame them for not saying anything, because if they truly say something, well, now they've got a firestorm.
I don't even know why sports people cover it.
I don't either. No one ever says anything. I mean, it's great when they get upset or cry or, start going bananas, but that happens so infrequently. They should send one guy to represent every news organization in America with one camera and go.
They should have fans there.
Ooh, he's fired up. Okay, I'll ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, don't even air the stuff. I mean, who cares?
They should have a player pick a fan in the stands to be the sit-in and wear their jersey, and they'll weigh in. Fans are more interesting than players. My God, I want to hear an opinion. I want to hear your stupid cliches, you dumb meathead millionaire.
99
Idiot. Pissed off today, man.
So Balloon Boy's dad, Richard Heaney, we've heard that he desired a reality TV show that would show him as a mad scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That reality TV was his ultimate goal in all of this before his big facade in front of the cameras and that wrapped everybody up last Thursday, got everybody's attention. Turns out he had done some investment in time and probably money as well into getting theme songs for shows that didn't exist.
Yeah. Now, did we touch on the very first 911 call that he made? Because TMZ got their hands on that 911 call. Or did we play that? Did we play?
I don't think we did.
Do you want to, or do you want to just go right to his theme songs?
Sure.
This is the 911 call. Richard Heaney calling about the kid.
911, what's the address for your emergency?
The address, 543.
Again, this is all an act. We know this but now. All an act. And he called 911 third after he called the FAA and the TV station.
The local NBC affiliate was his second call, or first call.
How did he... What was he thinking?
He made no good choices in covering his tracks.
Fossil Ridge Drive.
Okay, so the phone number you're calling me from?
970-204-0482.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
All right. My family and I made an experimental flying saucer. It wasn't supposed to fly.
Okay.
We thought we had this thing tethered down.
Okay.
And I think my 6-year-old boy, he got inside.
Oh God! Yeah.
And it took off. Yeah.
Okay, where is he at?
He's in the air.
No, he's not.
He's in the air?
Yeah. He's only 6. So I'm at Harmony and College. That's where we were going to test it. Anyway, probably by Loveland Airport right now. Can anybody rescue him?
Oh my God!
Can anybody rescue him? Oh my God! You want us to come over and shoot him?
So reality show TV themes that he had produced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was so into getting his own reality show and had ideas for reality shows and was so convinced that one of them would pan out that he actually he hired professionals to create theme songs, one for a show called Science Detective and the other one a show called The Contractor.
Very secret agent man. So.
Yeah.
Science detective.
When you want to learn the mysteries of how things work, weather, the planets, the whole universe.
Nice effect.
Tune into the show. It's really effective. Watch Richard Heaney, Science Detective.
Was the show only 4 minutes long? Because the intro's much longer than TV expects these days.
Steve says. Steve says all the best show theme songs are 2.5 minutes in length.
Do you know when you could do long? You know when you could do long theme songs? When people didn't have remote controls to go, this sucks.
Got like the Soul Sisters.
By the way, those people you're hearing never got paid, I'll bet.
All right, the other one.
I like that song, by the way.
You like it? You're going to put it on your iPod?
That's a good theme, man. It's got a nice groove
All right,
to
let's
it.
check this one.
I wish someone would make us a theme song in that style, by the way. We'll play it and give your band credit.
Yeah, do it.
Here's the other one that we were talking about. The Contractor.
1, 2, 3, and...
We'll wake up little Susie.
If you have a house or
That's
home,
him.
a factory or a dome.
Maybe not. Yeah.
If you need it built or fixed, there's just one man to pick. That's Richard Heaney, contractor, licensed in the state of...
All right, clearly our show needs theme songs. If you're a band and you want attention, if you want your band's website plugged, if you send us a theme song that is as stupid as those, we will play it about our show.
Yeah,
and plug your band's website.
Make sure it's a good up-tempo number.
That's right.
You don't want some dour theme. You want something good and up-tempo.
No dirges. In a moment, Susie Essman from TV's Curb Your Enthusiasm. She's also an author. We'll get to that in a moment. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
I get paid a lot of money to tell you that this is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
When you want to learn the mysteries of how things work, weather, the planets, the whole universe, tune into the show. It's really effective. Watch Richard Heaney, Science Detective.
Seems like we've found an earworm since all 5 of us were walking around in the hallway during the time away saying, Richard Heaney, Science Detective.
Here's the second verse.
Everybody.
To give you information from a new perspective. Watch Richard Heaney, Science Detective.
I love it. I love that theme song. That's my favorite theme song that's ever been written about a show that didn't exist.
I think he's getting a bad rap, and he should be set free and given his kids back. And
Yeah, he was pursuing the wrong things. He shouldn't have been building UFOs. He should have been writing jingles.
All he did was a funny prank. People don't put Ashton Kutcher in jail, do they?
Yeah, no, they give him endorsements.
It's a funny prank.
He rhymed effective, detective, and perspective and detective.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It is top notch.
Went to college, got your electives. Where's Richard Heaney, Science Detective?
That's right. 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. We'll get to what Hot Wings thinks Near the end of this segment, we had a chance to talk to a lady named Susie Essman.
Yeah, one of our favorites.
On the TV show Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Susie Green, she's a foul-mouthed one.
She is.
Jeff's wife on the show.
Lives in Albany.
Yes.
That comes up within the context of this conversation. She is one of the stars of Curb Your Enthusiasm, currently in its 7th season on HBO, and now an author. Susie Essman joins us. Hi, Susie.
Hello, Eric.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
You've actually got 3 of us. There's me. I'm Free Beer. There's Hot Wings. That's Hot Wings.
Hi. Yeah.
And this is Eric.
Actual names?
Yeah, they're dumb names, but they're names.
Yeah.
In real life?
Well, yes, my real name is Free Beer.
Oh, boy. You're adorable when you act dumb.
So, like, if you're in bed with your wife, she's screaming out free beer?
Yes.
Well, I don't know.
Now, typically, when I'm in bed with my wife, she is not screaming out anything except, "Are you nearly done?"
Yeah.
Or,
Get off.
Get off.
Go away.
Who are you?
Mm-hmm.
Please take your hand off my mouth.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought those were just giveaways.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's okay.
Aw, boy.
Hi, guys. Where are you?
The show is heard in a bunch of different places.
I know. It's heard in Albany, which is where I live.
It sure is.
Do you listen? It doesn't seem like it.
What?
Do you listen when we're on there?
No.
No, that's
no.
okay.
I was going to say, if you say yes.
This is really going well, isn't
And
it?
it's terrible, and you ruined it as soon as you open your mouth. What happened to you?
Oh, that happens to me all
My
the
God,
time.
I'm so disappointed already.
That's why I wrote a book, so people could read me, and I don't.
Nobody's going to read it. I don't want anybody to buy it. I'm so upset. You're like my favorite, and as soon as you started to yap, I was like, "Good Christ, shut up."
How do you think Jeff feels?
Oh, my God.
You've actually joined us before, and clearly we had an impact with you.
Hey, you know what? Honestly, I remember.
Oh, you do?
You
Shut the hell up.
You lie.
You car wash, see?
Wasn't it like 2 years ago?
It was probably about 2 years ago.
I remember.
SusieEssman.com. The book.
You know, men are so insecure. You're also insecure. It's amazing.
No, you can't. Wait a minute. Hold on. You can't throw out the "we're insecure" after you completely sideswipe us like that right off the bat. Oh, my God.
Yeah, you only guessed 2 years because that's the last time you did a radio tour.
Right.
Susie Essman joins us. You see her on Curb Your Enthusiasm. She also has a book, What Would Susie Say? BS Wisdom About Love, Life, and Comedy. Is this a man-hater book?
No, not at all. Not at all. I love men. I'm married to an incredible man. And I have a son, and I have a male dog. I love men.
You have a male
I
dog.
just think we're different species. I just think men and women are completely different species. I think the mistake.
What?
Well, we are. I think the mistake that women make is that thinking that men are going to be, like their girlfriends, and they're not.
When you love your man the most, what is he doing? I mean, what really?
Stuff.
Say
He's
what?
fixing things around the house. When we
Fixing
have those
things?
honeydew days.
Okay.
I love that.
So you actually feel like when he's doing that, he's doing things for you.
He's serving his purpose in life. You know what? My husband finished our basement
Uh-huh.
all by himself with the tool belt. It was hot.
Now, what if he built something for you, but it was like a muzzle type device? I don't mean to jump around here, but I want to ask you a question about Curb. Has anybody had any frank discussion about, just with Michael Richards just like maybe around a cup of coffee about what happened when he went on that stupid rant?
Oh, I don't know. Not while I was on the set.
So
you're tempted, though, aren't you?
Oh, I'd love to talk to him about that.
I don't know. I that would be interesting. I didn't ask that question. I don't think anybody would.
Yeah.
Maybe Larry would in private, because he knows him.
Yeah.
But I don't know him well enough to do that. But, I think he had a little breakdown.
I think so.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
I would love to know.
He was very nice. Everybody said he was very, very nice to work with. I think that he kind of, had some kind of anger management counseling or something.
Did you ever see that awkward moment on Letterman when Jerry and Dave were there and they had Michael piped in, but it was too fresh of a story?
It was horrifying.
So the audience didn't know it was serious?
Horrifying.
They were
They
all
thought
laughing.
it was a bit.
And Jerry had to go, stop laughing. It's not funny.
Yeah, it was horrifying. It was horrible. I saw it. Letterman Letterman's had a couple of moments, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, Letterman, yeah.
He makes news for often the wrong reasons.
What was your impression of that whole thing? Because it was when he tried. It seemed like on the first time he revealed it, I almost felt he was too schlocky. And then
I think that's what his wife felt too.
You know what I think? I think that first of all, I think the big cause celeb about the whole thing was ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
You know, he's a comedian. He's not like a church elder or a congressman. You know. But I don't know. I'm hearing, like, you know, gossip that there's more to come.
Oh,
I bet there is.
Ooh, is that good?
It's good for business, that's for sure. Susie Essman joins us. Her new book. What would Susie?
Vague things that I'm hearing around.
Susie, you know, your home is in Albany. I assume you don't live there all of the year when you're filming.
No, it's outside of Albany, actually. But
outside of Albany.
Hey, we're going to come see you very soon at the end of November, and we should hang out and go over things that your husband should redo on your home.
Oh, you're going to be in Albany the end of
November? We're going to visit. Yeah. We're going to visit.
Okay, I'll come into the studio. I'll make it up to you guys. For,
all right, we'll see.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Buy the book, though. The book is really good.
Yeah. We're going to talk. We've been jumping around here, but yeah, this is when it came time to put together subject matter. Did it take you a long time, like writing notes? Okay, I think I'm going to talk about this, this, and this.
No, that was the easiest part. That was when I decided to do the book, because I just wrote down everything I wanted to talk about. You know, I got 4 teenage stepchildren. I got married at an old age. I got, all this kind of stuff, talking about my beginnings in stand-up and how hard that was.
Yeah.
About Curb, and then there's just some silly chapters, like about dogs and things. You guys know.
I like how when it talks about when you were getting married, about how the description was in the New York Times with the age, as you mentioned, the fact that it always went out of its way to say Essman, 53.
What the hell? Really?
Why didn't they just write Essman, Dowager Crone?
I'm sure in the book you talk a lot about, like you said, things you talked about, stepchildren, marriage, things like that. Do you ever have something ridiculous happen in your home and think, man, this would be a terrific premise for a story arc, and then bring it up in a meeting?
Well, we don't really have meetings. It's all Larry.
Mm-hmm.
Like every now and then something will come up that one of us will tell Larry, and it ends up, like, for example, Cheryl told him that whole story of a friend of hers who was on the plane and called her husband, and he was too busy to talk to her, from last season when she ended up leaving him.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That was a Cheryl idea. Different ideas come from different people, but generally it's all Larry stuff. It's really his genius brain that comes up with all this stuff.
He actually does seem like a genius to me at some level. I mean, he's not curing cancer or inventing things, but what he does is so different from what other people do.
Yeah. Well, I consider that genius. I consider it original and kind of transcendent, where you can't think of it yourself. He's the only one that's thinking of this stuff.
Susie, when we have guests on, we don't, a lot of times, and you may have been asked to do this by other radio shows, typically we don't have guests do liners like, hey, I'm Susie Essman, and whenever I'm so-and-so. But in this case, since you live in Albany, would you do one for us?
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
I would like you to say, hey, it's me, Susie Essman. I live in Albany, and I've never listened to the Free Beer and Hot Wings show or Q103.
Do it. Just
okay. Hey, I'm Susie Essman, and I live in Albany, and I have never listened to the Free Beer and Hot Wings show on Q103, but I will now.
Susie, part of the reason we're so comfortable to bust your chops is because we know you'll bust ours back. So we appreciate the work. The book really is something, and I always like seeing comics talk about how they got into the business, because it seems awful, and I don't know why anyone does it.
I totally agree.
Finally, Susie, one of your historic outbursts on Curb was when you used the term car wash C.
Mm-hmm.
C rhymes with runt. Mm-hmm. Has anybody in a funny or not so funny way referred to you as that over the years?
No, but I've had people scream that out to me out of cars as I'm walking down the streets of Manhattan. It's quite embarrassing.
As though you,
that would be, because there's there's obviously going to be a lot of people around you who don't know it's you, and just hear car wash
and some other choice things, people of lines of mine, people have screamed at me, like, hey, I'm a fat,
Oh, yeah.
Not appropriate.
No, it can get humiliating. But the one good thing is when I kind of lose it at people on the street, which I do sometimes, or like customer service, people, if they know it's me, they laugh.
Of course. They want it to happen.
It's great.
The book is called What Would Susie Say? BS Wisdom About Love, Life, and Comedy. You can get it at all good bookstores, SusieEssman.com, and watch the 7th season of HBO. Susie, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you.
Bye.
One 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com. Susie's very nice. She clearly didn't remember the show, and that's fine. I don't know that I would if it were the other way around.
No.
What are you going to do? But she's getting some of that geographic hate where people go, don't be from our area and do something stupid.
Yeah,
a couple emails from Albany from people saying, what is she doing? Why is she dogging us? Next hour, vulva jewelry. That's right. That special gift for your lady this holiday season. We're opening eyes. 1-800-947-3979. You can email idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com.
Here's what Hot Wings thinks. Hot Wings. What Hot Wings thinks.
Free beer, Zane, and listeners. 98% of the time, I would say I am bored and indifferent to Oprah Winfrey and the topics on her increasingly nauseating show. But I am highly interested in the uncomfortable train wreck that might occur on November 16th when vice presidential candidate loser Sarah Palin appears as a guest. Finally! That ought to be fun.
Oh, thank God.
Palin will be on the show to pimp her new book, Going Rogue, An American Life, which goes on sale the very next day. Going rogue. Because that's what she did. She went rogue. Not such a maverick. Well, I can't wait until Oprah asks MILF Palin what books she read to prepare writing this book. As if she actually wrote the book or reads. Anyway, it's been so long since we were graced with the soothing tones of her folksy vocals. We can hear her say maverick and rogue and gotcha. We can listen to Oprah condescend and occasionally yell for no reason. If we're lucky, she'll have a surprise appearance by family nemesis Levi Johnston with his bag of pistachios and blank stare and empty brain. As far as I can tell, Palin's best bet to get through this will be to reenact the porno done in her honor.
Oh, that's right.
Because speaking is not her forte.
Nailing Palin.
I just hope that Oprah doesn't join in. I'm Hot Wings, and that's what I think.
That's your new opinion from Hot Wings. More of the Free Beer and Hot Wings show is next. Email the show, idiots at freebeerandhotwings.com.
Can you imagine how shocked everyone would be if you found out they were doing it all the time?
Gross. Yuck. Extensive swabbing needed before and after, just for cleanliness.
1-800-947-3979. Speaking of extensive swabbing. How many calories for a man in a day if you've ballooned up to 980 pounds? And who pays for health care in that case? At least if you're in England, we'll get to that. And also, you guys get your choice. I'll let you choose, because there's two things that we haven't gotten to that we can get to in the last segment of the day. One is the story of a family that was massively in debt and changed everything about their life to dig out. It was self-inflicted debt, all from just, as he said, dreaming big and credit card purchases. So it wasn't like
Way to do it.
You know, he had a good job the whole time. They just dug the hole themselves, and he had that moment, and he had a way to dig out. You can either hear that story, or I have a list of the 15 most brutal methods of execution of all time, some of which you've heard of, and some of which you have not heard of, and are extraordinarily disgusting.
Definitely. I want to hear about those guys getting killed, because they're all bad guys. They all deserved it. I want to hear about all these crazy ways to die.
Okay. A couple of them are still common, which is really shocking.
All right.
Vulva is what girls have down below. Vulva. When she's naked, it will show. All girls have a vulva, so no matter what you've heard, remember that vulva is the proper word. Our anus.
That song from the Henry Winkler PSA about Strong kids, safe kids, something like that.
Yeah.
That might be what I saw. Christmas is coming up soon.
Yes.
Yes. What is...
I do not know when your wives' birthdays are. Okay. But this could be for any occasion.
Okay.
I don't know when Sweetest Day.
It just happened, Sweetest Day.
It did?
Yeah. It's a greeting card holiday.
It is.
So
I believe it is.
I mean, that's one of those ones. I don't even know when it is.
Because buying
silly.
gifts for guys is easy, but buying gifts for ladies that are thoughtful and nicer is difficult.
Yeah.
So it is with great excitement that I shared this gift idea. There's a website called Etsy.com, ETSY.com. This is a website for buying and selling handmade things. So Hot Wings, if you were a craftsperson and you were designing jewelry or maybe using your lathe to make some nice decorative bowls.
I do not have a lathe.
It just seemed like something you might have.
I used to.
But if you were doing that, you could go to this website and sell it. And there's and actually I'd never heard of this website, so it's
a lot of different crafts.
Some
kind
of
them
cool.
are interesting. Some of them are nice.
Zane just did the same thing I did, which was go to the search bar and type in the word vulva. Returning 111 results.
Whoa.
There's a jewelry maker there that goes by the name Vulva Love Lovely.
Vulva Love Lovely.
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. They specialize in making realistic-looking necklace pendants in the likeness of intimate lady parts. So what you would do, Hot Wings, if you wanted to surprise your wife, this would make you a creep, it seems, but you would take a photograph while she was unaware of the most intimate parts.
I cannot play that drop.
No, you can't.
If we were talking about kittens, I could.
You would take a photograph of the most intimate of parts and then send them to them, and they would recreate jewelry. And so then when you handed it to your wife, you would say, not only is that yours, or is the jewelry yours, but it's yours. Hold it up in a mirror. They're the same.
Could you also take a picture of your cat and send it to him?
Well, I don't know if you can.
Hello, pussy.
Or do they just specialize in intimate?
Hello, pussy.
Well, since it's not called Cat Love Lovely, I'm going to guess that it's probably just lady parts.
Boy, some of these things you look at and the way they're painted or whatever, they're at least...
You sound like a damn pussy to me.
They could come across as moderately subtle. Some of them, though, couldn't be more blatant.
This one is actually hot. I mean,
like some of them, like that very first one.
Oh, I love the way female parts look. They look all crazy, alien, squirmy.
Mm-hmm. By the way, there is a cat on this website. Second row,
yeah,
middle.
I see it. There it is.
You're right.
So,
we're all good.
Yeah, see?
Hello, pussy.
Mm-hmm. Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this is... I don't understand who would wear this though. I mean, it looks like kind of like a crazy conch shell.
I don't either. I think you would have to be. Some sort of
keychain,
odd fetishy type.
Some of them look like dried rose petals. A little bit.
Yeah, some of them are a little bit more subtle. Some of them are very not subtle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, damn.
Or her other one.
That was
she has two cats.
Yeah.
It made the internet.
No lie.
No, you got so dumb. It was ridiculous. Wasn't even close. Yeah. That was a crazy quick dump.
Trying.
Wasn't even close.
No.
You're shaking his head. Joe tries to work his mother into it.
I'm glad I
She's the only woman I know with cats.
Glad I brought this up.
Well, no, it's worth mentioning, and it's worth also absolutely putting the fact that people would even want something like this around their neck, a pendant of that.
Well, that certainly doesn't make your vagina sound very appealing.
I mean, seriously. Who the...
This is absurd.
My vagina is a flower, a weird, ugly flower.
Joe?
Yeah?
I believe it's a Joe stunt. You need to get them to give you some of this jewelry. And then you would be door-to-door vulva salesman.
Oh, yeah, get a whole bunch of them, on a little display thing. Say, hey, would you like to see our selection of vulvas?
Dude, And if they didn't want to buy one that I had, I can always offer to take a picture so we can personalize it.
Oh, my God, yeah. If you would just show me your mitt, I have my camera here.
And whatever's left over, you can send to your mom.
And you could also specialize, for specific occasions. You could have 2010 graduate vulvas with the year and maybe some of their interest engraved on the side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Vulva volleyball.
Wow, man. That was crazy.
1-800-947-3979. This is Matt in Grand Rapids. Hi, Matt.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
That's about as hilarious as the skit off from Everybody Loves Raymond when Ray's mom did the sculpture of the vagina. You guys see that one?
Nope. I couldn't tell if you were being insulting or not. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't.
Tell us about it. At least you chose a hit show. I mean,
yes.
Still an obscure moment from a hit show.
A hit show that went off the air about 4 years ago.
That reminds me of the Love Boat when
Try.
Marlon Perkins was on there. I don't know.
Nice try. Nice try.
That's so Will and Grace.
Oh, my God. I was watching news radio the other day.
My God. Oh, Jesus.
Coming up, am I more like Joey or Chandler? We're going to break it down.
Yikes.
Is your wife a Phoebe?
Aw. That's awesome.
Justin in Maine, is there a 90s TV show you'd like to compare this to?
Yeah.
No, I'm still laughing at the Love Boat one. My wife actually sells crafts on Etsy.
She does.
Some of the things that I've noticed on there is they have this thing called the penis mitten, and somebody actually crochets mittens for men's junk.
Yeah.
It's actually, yeah.
Okay.
So I just figured maybe Zane would be interested in something like that.
Justin, how did you find this mitten for your crank?
Well, I was watching an episode of Dharma and Greg.
Blossom.
There is no penis mitten, and you just
I
did
don't
that
see
to
it.
work
I
me
don't-
in,
I
to
don't
work in
see
the.
it.
I figured Zane would be interested in it. My penis is not cold.
No, but it does have a thumb.
Nice, hilarious angle.
1-800-947-3979. You could email idiots
I'm still
at freebeerandhotwings.com.
Still reeling from Joe's attempt to get that through. God, was that funny.
Can always tell.
Oh.
Some of the emails from people who were listening online. Wow, Joe actually is retarded. He actually thought that would work.
Yeah.
And it depends where you're listening online if that got through.
It's very, very specific. We don't want to get into too many details, but
because it depends on the station, which take they have. I don't know. Maybe I'm sure there are women, highly liberated women with incredible amounts of self-confidence, or that are more artsy than some of the women I know that would say this is great. It's a way to embrace who I am. But it would never be acceptable if the gender was reversed. If you saw a guy with a molded crank hanging around his neck.
No.
And it would not. I agree with you.
You could not do
and
that.
there are adjectives to describe a woman who would wear a vagina around their neck. Mm-hmm. And none of those adjectives, in my opinion, are words like artsy or liberated.
No.
I was trying to put a nice spin on it.
Well,
I think there's a reason I don't know the women that would do this.
I think that what we're looking at is retarded women and idiots.
Loser
women.
Skank.
And filthy animals who would wear a vagina around their neck.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but if I saw this, I would assume that the woman wearing it was one of two things, or both. A really hardcore feminist and probably lesbian. Fair or unfair, that is what my assumption would be. That this was some sort of message that says, I will not bow down to man's dominance anymore. That's why I wear my vulva on my neck.
Whatever. Yeah, shut up. No one's out to get you. Just relax. You don't have to wear a vagina pendant around your neck to get your point across, because your stink, the pelicans flying above you, and your boy haircut are doing all the work for you, you filthy pig.
What if the five of us commit to, within the gifts that we would get our significant others this Christmas, if we all included, assuming that none of our significant others are listening at this moment.
They're not. None of mine's not.
A vulva pendant.
All for that.
And then we all gauged their reaction and shared it after the holidays. Because it's possible.
That would be hilarious.
Oh, my God.
Because at first glance, some of that stuff, Hot Wings, you mentioned it, it's a little bit subtle.
Yeah, you wouldn't notice what it was for ones that are painted like silver and stuff like that and have other things on them. It's hard to tell, but some of them are painted like the actual object, skin colored, and a variety of pinks.
I don't know how much the stuff is, but I'm willing to jump in on this.
Oh, absolutely.
Looks
I'm
like
looking.
25.
I can do that.
Yeah, this one. Oh, this one.
Yeah,
I'm going to
it's
get
about
this one.
$25
This one's so much like it. I actually, it looks like a sex toy.
Yeah.
Look at that thing.
There's nothing
Holy
subtle.
Cow.
You could maybe think that was a pink rose petal, but only until your mind realized what it was. Then you could never see it as anything else again.
Why don't you get the one on the right?
Oh, that's a tarpy roast beef one. It's because it's got brown ends.
Yeah.
And then, but the middle is like medium rare.
That is a porno picture right there.
That one's done medium well.
My
that's like
gosh.
a chick who's had one too many, and it looks like a wizard's sleeve.
Yeah.
It's all hangy and weird.
Steve will throw a link up to this at freebeerandhotwings.com, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
Steve, oh, no, you can't. I was going to say you could put Joe's crack on the internet, but you can't. We don't have it captured.
The whole burnt lasagna thing is always a bummer.
How does one get to be 980 pounds? How many calories in a day, and who pays for the health care on a person like that? We'll share that with you in a moment. And also the 15 cruelest ways people have put people to death in the past. Wait till you hear about some of these ridiculous things. We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
To get on with the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show, have something interesting to say.
Embarrassment. I'm 56 years old and I'm a virgin. I'm sorry, technically.
Or be a huge idiot.
In a moment, in about 15 minutes actually, the 15 most brutal methods of execution of all time. Yeah. How cruel and how much time did we spend thinking of ways to be cruel? Mm-hmm. And by we, I mean civilization.
Yeah.
To our fellow man and woman. Because, man, some of these, not only are they brutal, but someone had to really go through a lot of work in order to be able to be that brutal. Even if the person being executed was an awful person, some of these are terrible.
Yeah.
Got a text message from my wife. She was listening. That ruins the surprise of vulva pendant. Damn it.
Yeah, my wife's always got the show on, too, so I knew it wouldn't work with her.
Joe's still committed, aren't you?
I have someone in mind.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Steve, Meredith sent you a microwave. You could send her some vulva jewelry.
I'm already bad at giving gifts anyway, so she'll get this and she'll be like, oh, cool. It wouldn't affect her at all.
She already has extraordinarily diminished expectations for you?
Yeah,
That'd be funny.
I set the bar really low.
Maybe she'd think it's candy and pop it in her mouth like a tasty morsel.
Could be.
She may do that.
Does your girlfriend often think jewelry is candy?
Maybe she...
Yeah, not one shit.
That was such a funny angle by me. Eat it. I'm funny.
Maybe she'll think it's a roast beef sandwich.
I'm so funny. God, I'm like...
She'll probably think it's a car and drive it.
Hey, guys.
Oh, my God, these aren't funny. These jokes are stupid.
1-800-947 3979. Zane, both Zane and Hot Wings are very careful about what they eat these days. Zane has been for a while. Hot Wings has been for a while now, too.
Hot Wings, you got a scale? Are you measuring your food yet?
Yeah, I do have a food scale.
Do you use it?
Sometimes. It depends on what I'm doing. But, I mean, a lot of times I sort of eat a lot of the same stuff every day, so I don't need to weigh it anymore. But
How would you count your calories?
I do, yeah.
What's your caloric intake for the day?
Each day is about 2,800 calories-ish.
That's probably a little higher than average for the average person because you're staying very active.
Yeah, and I'm trying to put
build,
on some weight. So
build muscle and weight.
His mic is screwy, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is.
I don't know either. It keeps kind of getting like I have to get
It's almost like you're across the room.
I think the processing dropped down.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think there's something wrong with that mic. Because it had some issues with it this week.
Richard Heaney, contractor.
Mm-hmm.
We do need
Zane, how about you?
Science detector.
About 24, 25.
So you're more in a maintenance schedule, right? Because isn't average for the average person like 2,200, something like that?
Yeah, something around there. I mean, depending on your your size, but yeah, around 22, 25.
Let me ask you this. Does 20,000 calories a day seem high?
Unbelievable. Who is eating 20,000
I can't imagine doing that even once. Like one day as a stunt. I mean,
like a week and a half's worth of food.
You would have to eat so much. I mean, not only would you have to eat really, really bad food, but you'd still have to eat a ton of it to get to 20,000 calories.
Well, there were all those stories about Michael Phelps during the Olympics, and wasn't he consuming like 8,000 calories a day? And it was a ridiculous. Every news agency had to do a story with him eating breakfast and eating all these waffles and pancakes, and then eating it.
By the way, he eats terrible food. Not only does it, but he may eat food, but he eats terribly. Mm-hmm. I don't think it affects him too much, obviously.
It is a good thing that he is extraordinarily good at what he does, because not only that, but he has no taste. He's an ugly guy and dresses horribly.
Guys, you know what he does? But she wears like vulva jewelry and swings it in the air like a lasso. Get it?
So 48-year-old Paul Mason, who's a British man, doctors say that the reason he ballooned to 980 pounds is because of his 20,000 calorie a day
I would say
diet.
That's pretty good deduction.
Didn't take a probably didn't take a doc to figure that out. 1-800-947-3979, by the way, if you want to jump in on this. He needs a $33,000 life-saving operation and program to save his life. Now, he's in Britain, so it's government health care, and there are some people that are bent that just his health care alone costs the government, and I'm not saying this as an argument for or against government health care, I'm just pointing this out as part of the story. There are people who are pissed that over the last 8 years, he has cost himself, the government, an average of $165,000 a year.
Yeah,
big time.
Exactly. I mean, that's just absurd.
Now
it's not fair to people who do take care of themselves
it's
and
not
pay
fair.
for him.
It's absolutely not fair.
That's why,
he needs a drastic stomach surgery to curb his eating and to curb his eating to keep him alive. He will travel in a 5-ton ambulance specifically built for obese people.
Oh, just this is terrible.
Yeah, don't give him stomach surgery. Give him a guillotine. That'll stop his eating.
The cost alone will be $148,000 to get him to the surgery.
See, this is why, and I've heard arguments against it, but I think it's South or North Carolina that's just enacting where like state employees are going to have to pay more if they're morbidly obese. They'll have to pay more for their health insurance.
I think it was South Carolina.
And I'm all for that. I think that's a great idea.
Well,
I mean, and this isn't just people that are kind of fat, a little overweight, whatever. I mean, this is literally morbidly obese. So like they have to have 60% body fat. I mean, that's so crazy heavy. If you're 60% fat.
Yeah. But Hot Wings, I don't know if that's fair, because there are a lot of other behaviors that wouldn't manifest that way that are also dangerous and
Smoking
could also
cigarettes.
Skinny people smoke really badly. But
you fat ass.
When my cholesterol was 230 and I was a risk to myself,
that's about
I don't think I would have qualified for higher health insurance, but I probably was more of a risk and potentially more a burden than you were at that point.
Perhaps.
I have the answer. It's very simple. And amongst all the jokes and the silliness that takes place on this show, if let's say this company hires one guy or a couple of guys who are trainers and experts on health, and because health insurance companies want the employees of the people that they're insuring to be fit.
Mm-hmm.
They offer the incentive
Saves
to the
them
business that uses their insurance, corporate insurance, a reduced rate if they can prove that their employees are fit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You hire that trainer. He's in-house all the time, or he works with the people there on a regular basis, and they take fitness tests. They actually go out and take fitness tests, run a mile, push-ups, sit-ups, calisthenics, things like that, BMI, body mass index, all things like that, determining cholesterol screening, whether they quit smoking cessation programs, behavior modification, things like that.
Yeah, they should operate health insurance like life insurance. Because when I got a life insurance policy, when I got married and then have a kid, you want to make sure that you're insured, in case something happens to you. They do make you go through all that. They check your BMI. They check your cholesterol.
And then everybody saves money. Healthcare is such a big it's such a big money thing these days. You can save hundreds of millions of dollars across the country if this happens more and more. The president is pushing for this.
And there are some businesses who took that model on themselves, where you've seen profiles of them before on Dateline or the Nightly News or whatever.
Save them money.
Where they say, all right, not only are we going to do this, we're going to have this program, but you get a half hour or an hour during your work day. It's in-house or whatever it might be to do that, because they believe the people will be more productive in the time they're there if they actually have that. You always get that burst of energy after you work out and stuff.
Yeah, so they're going to save tons of dough. That's the key on health care costs. Because this fat, gross slob, and you can call him a fat, gross slob. You can call it some guy who gets lung cancer because he smokes all his life, and then everybody has to pay for his ass.
Mm-hmm. This is Jane Bow. Hi, Jane Bow.
Hi. I just wanted to comment on what you're saying about paying more and that kind of thing. I really love your show, but it always kind of sucks when I have to listen to this because I am morbidly obese.
But I do go to the gym. I'm actually on my way there now, and I've been on a diet for ever and ever, and I have a pituitary gland tumor, and it's just, it doesn't happen. I don't have any other health conditions at all. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. So it's not.
You'd be an exception.
Yeah,
you'd be an exception.
Yeah, you would obviously, if there was a medical reason why that was happening, whether it was your pituitary gland or a thyroid issue that was beyond your control, that's completely different. You should be covered then.
Yeah,
it should not.
I agree.
But somebody who is like this guy who eats 20,000 calories a day, doesn't do anything, costs the government $160,000 a year just for his medical treatment because he's lazy. That's why he's stupid.
I wanted to make clear that you weren't the target, and you shouldn't be upset, because if you have something that's affecting your weight that you can't control, then that's not fair. We wouldn't do that to you.
Okay,
I wanted two things. I want to make that clear, and you know that you shouldn't feel responsible.
Because if there's nothing you could do, it sounds like you're working hard.
Yeah, it sounds like you're trying. You're maintaining.
Yeah. Well, hang in there.
Thank you, Jane Bow.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you. Bye.
But the contrast between what she's saying and this guy is he was eating, quote, 3 family-sized takeout meals a night.
That's
and
not
eating
fair.
roast beef, like roasts of beef, like a snack. Like, it's between meals. I'm going to have this roast, and just picking it up and eating it with 2 hands.
What are you doing, man? It's one thing if you want to kill yourself, but the fact that everybody has to pay for that is so ridiculous. That is as bad as any other nasty habit that someone has to pay because of you.
Up next, the 15 most brutal methods of execution of all time. Wait till you hear some of these. These are awful. Also, the word police are going to be after Hot Wings about his pronunciation of a word. We'll share that with you in a moment. We'll take a break.
That.
It is the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show.
The Free Beer and Hot Wings Show, as out of place as a Nazi dagger at Gettysburg.
Work, weather, the planet, the whole universe. Tune into the show. It's really effective. Watch Richard Heaney, Science Detective.
Special back with music today from the theme songs. Richard Heaney, Balloon Boy's dad, these are songs he paid to have developed for the shows he was going to have on television. At least that's what he believed.
I love that song.
It's pretty catchy. The theme song, no doubt, was going to be the best thing about the television show.
Very catchy.
Hot Wings under attack by the word police.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I got
what
to
did I
open up
say?
that audio.
Hot Wings, you know what it's about?
I don't.
I remember there was a moment that you said something and I raised an eyebrow, but I dismissed it internally.
I don't know. I don't know if I just accidentally mispronounce. I don't know what it is. So
I remember, and I was correct because I see Joe has loaded in the audio, and it is exactly what I thought it was. You want me to play it or read the email?
Not yet.
Okay, I will wait.
The request was to have Hot Wings say the word again.
Okay,
and it just so happens that I have the means to make that happen here.
Okay.
Hot Wings, what device is that man's head in?
A guillotine.
Oh, okay. Well, you've modified things then.
I don't know if he has.
No, he hasn't. No. Now I'm confused. He hasn't.
Well, now I'm confused because that's how I say it.
That is okay, right? And
don't give him stomach surgery. Give him a guillotine.
Okay, so those match up. Guillotine.
Yeah.
Now, the word police says you're wrong, Hot Wings, but I know what your response is going to be. But go ahead nonetheless.
It's not wrong. You can pronounce it both ways. You can also say guillotine.
Okay.
Joe, you made a funny face. Do you believe him?
I don't know. I've never heard that.
Is this one of those things that you say, well, I know everyone says guillotine.
Look it up.
But I want to. I did look it up during the break. Hot Wings is right.
Okay, good.
At dictionary.com. He's right.
All right. Well, then there you go.
And I think you had been busted, or somebody tried to bust you on that before on the show.
Yeah, they may have.
Word police has been rebuked.
Now, why do you choose? Because would you say that most people say guillotine? So by saying guillotine, that even though you are technically correct, you may be saying it in a way that people who don't know would think that you're stupid?
I say it that way so people will think I'm stupid. Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean that it sounded insulting, but the fact of the matter is, everyone assumed that you don't know how to say the word, even though you were technically correct. So what advantage do you have by saying guillotine?
It's personal preference, right, Howard?
It's just a personal preference. When I was a kid, and I had a couple of teachers, actually, that when we were discussing history and different things, they said guillotine.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned the word as guillotine.
Yeah.
And it's not wrong. So, you go to certain parts of the country and they say tomato. Well, whatever. If that's how you want to say it,
I don't think.
say it
Do people actually really do say tomato? I have never ever heard somebody say that.
I've
if
never
they
heard
did, even though that is that I don't know if that's the same thing as guillotine. You can say it either way. I would punch them in the face if someone said, "Hey, how about a tomato?" I'd say, "How about this? Whammo! You're an idiot."
Well, it's kind of like the word often.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people pronounce the T. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't grow up learning it that way. Because initially that was a word that is acceptable both ways.
How about this one?
So I don't say often. I say
especially.
often.
Some people say especially.
Yeah, I don't. Well, see, that's just wrong. You can't add an X into that.
Especially. I hate that. I used to do that, and then I got made fun of bad on the air when I was working in Knoxville. Phil let me have it. He goes, "Why do you say that?" Say what? Especially. You're an idiot.
That hurts. That's a hurtful way to say it.
That is a hurtful way to say it.
You're an idiot.
Well, nonetheless, Hot Wings is in fact correct when he says that. It's just not the way most people think of the word.
Word police.
So the 15 most brutal methods of execution of all time, according to this website, and I don't know, this is from brains.org. You could argue with this. Some of these you're very familiar with. Some of them, have been depicted in a lot of movies. Some of them I've never seen before. Number 15. This was a common method used back in BC times, and as far through as World War II in some cases, according to some reports.
Okay.
And that is simply being buried alive. This punishment was used for individuals and groups. The victim is tied up and then placed in a hole and buried.
Oh.
And again, this is the least brutal, but imagine that.
Least brutal.
Your hands are tied, you're stuck in the ground, and the sand starts filling up. The sand or the soil starts filling up around your face.
You take a breath and
start suffocating.
Just die.
That one so pales in comparison to number one.
Yeah, that's amazing if that pales in comparison.
All right, do not slow down because we have to get these in.
Them.
Number 14, snake pit. Quote, one of the oldest forms of torture and execution, snake pits were common as far as capital punishment. Convicts were cast into a deep pit with venomous snakes that were regularly irritated and not fed, leaving them ready to attack anything that fell into it.
The only time this would be, the only thing they could do to make that more pleasant, and that wouldn't be much, would be play this.
Sneaky snake goes dancing, wiggling and hissing.
Tom T. Hall.
Sneaky snake goes dancing, a giggling and a kissing. I don't like old sneaky snake. He laughs too much, you see. When he goes wiggling through the grass, it tickles his underneath.
Now this next one may sound fun, but it's not, I don't think. It's the Spanish tickler. Have you ever heard of the Spanish tickler?
No, it sounds great.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know I don't speak Spanish.
Sounds fun.
This torture device was commonly used in Europe during the Middle Ages. It is basically you'll see they have a couple of examples. One is just a big metal device with 4 very sharp claws, and the other one is it looks like the talon of a bird, but it's made of heavy forged metal.
Ooh.
The victim was tied up naked, often in public, and the torturers would begin mutilating them by dragging this. The Spanish tickler was strong enough that it could rip through anything, including muscle and bone. They would start on the limbs and work inward, leaving the neck and face for last.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's brutal. That is so bad. And that's only, 13?
Still, I would choose it well ahead of number 1.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my.
This number 1 must be
terrible.
It must be a real doozy.
Boy.
Number 12. This one's awful also. Slow slicing.
Yeah, slicing's a bummer.
Oh, God.
Ling Chi, translated as slow slicing or the lingering death, was described as death by 1,000 cuts. Practiced from 900 AD to 1905, this form of torture and execution is similar to the 5 pains covered soon. But drawn out over a much longer period of time, the torturer slowly cuts and removes several body parts, extending the victim's life and torture as long as possible. According to Confucian principle, a body that is cut into pieces cannot be whole in the spiritual afterlife.
Oh, yeah, so some jerk, cuts off your wrist, he, punts it into the river, his fingers come off, you start throwing them into the crowd.
Just to irritate you, he licks your finger and puts it in your ear so you have a wet willy with your own cut-off hand.
Jams your fingers up your nose, and then cuts your nose off.
It was in 905 AD when the person first said, stop hitting yourself, smacking you in the face with your own
Does that feel good?
hand.
Does that feel good?
A finger in every hole, including your keister.
Look you're picking yourself up like a bowling ball.
Ha-ha.
Number 11, burning at the stake. Death by burning has been used as a form of capital punishment for centuries, as you well know. Witches were burned at the stake here in the United States. This one is sadly and quite awfully still used, though not as often as it was 20 years ago, but still used on a all too regular basis.
Listening to Mancow?
Nope. In South Africa. It's called the necklace.
Pearl?
Nope. Again, you would probably choose the pearl necklace or even Mancow show over this. Commonly practiced in South Africa, necklacing is unfortunately still quite common today.
I think I know what this is. Is this slice underneath the head and pull the tongue through?
No, that one's coming up. That's a Sicilian necktie. Okay. This one is taking a rubber tire, filling it with gasoline, forcing it over someone's head and over their arms so that it basically is sort of handcuffing their body. And then since it's filled with gasoline, while it's there, you light it on fire, causing their body entire to melt into one pile of mush.
It's fusion.
God.
That's what it is.
Oh, man, I bet that hurts.
Number 9, execution by elephant. In Southeast Asia, the elephant has been a method of capital punishment for thousands of years. The animals were trained to execute in 2 ways, slowly, in a prolonged manner, dismembering and torturing, or by crushing, which killed the victim instantly. Normally employed by royalty, these elephant assassins only heightened the fear of royalty to the common people, proving that they had the ability to control wild animals. Number 8, the 5 pains. The form of Chinese capital punishment, relatively easy to grasp. It starts with the victim's nose being cut off, then one hand, then one foot, and finally the victim is castrated and then cut in half at the waist.
Now let's get to the penis part.
The guy who invented it, Li Si, a Chinese prime minister, was eventually killed in this manner.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, serves him right.
That's your own offense coming back to haunt you.
Yeah.
It happens at Belichick all the time.
When the Chiefs beat them. Yeah, you're right. Or when the Broncos. The Colombian necktie. I said the Sicilian necktie. It's the Colombian necktie.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
the Sicilians are pissed now.
The victim's throat is slashed, often with a knife, but often or could be a really sharp object. Then their tongue is pulled out through the open wound. That is gross.
Sick.
Yeah.
Number 6, hanged, drawn, and quartered.
Oh, drawn and quarter is bad.
I've heard of that. How does that go again? Remind me.
The penalty for high treason in England to be hanged, drawn, and quartered was a common occurrence during medieval times. Abolished in 1814, this form of execution was responsible for hundreds or thousands of deaths. First, the victim is dragged on a wooden frame called a hurdle, the thing you hurdle over, to the place of the execution. Second, the victim is hung by their neck for a short period of time until nearly dead. Third, the disembowelment and castration occur, where afterward the entrails and genitals are burned in front of the victim. Finally, the body is divided into 4 parts and beheaded.
Oh, boy. Wow.
They want to make sure you're good and dead.
Look at that, man. That's awful.
Number 5, cement shoes. That one you know about.
Okay.
Number 4, guillotine or guillotine.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Republican marriage. I thought they stuck this one in as a
joke,
as a witty joke, and then I bothered to read it. The Republican marriage might not be the most gruesome of deaths, but it is certainly one of the more odd. Beginning in France, this form of execution was common in revolutionary France. It involved tying 2 naked people, male and female, normally of similar age, together and either drowning them or stabbing them with the same sword. They often didn't know each other. Hey, how are you? I'm Bob. I'm Francesca. Okay, cool. Let's die together.
Wow.
Number 2, crucifixion. We all know that one.
That would be pretty awful.
Number 1. Have you ever heard of this? The Brazen Bull. Seems like the name of a bar.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Any idea? If what could
they
this
tie
possibly
one end of you
be?
to one bull, the other bull end to another bull, and they make them run? No.
That would be awful.
That would be terrible.
That happened with horses. What is it?
The Brazen Bull, sometimes known as the Sicilian Bull, is one of the cruelest methods of torture and execution out there.
We'll see.
What makes this one amazing is how much work goes into making this happen.
I know it. I would get so bummed out on the details and say, yeah, whatever. Just hit him in the head with a big sword.
Designed in ancient Greece, solid brass was cast into the shape of a hollow bull with a door on the side that opened and latched. So you know that the person being executed now goes inside the bull.
Okay. They're in the bull. All right, in the belly of the bull, the bronze bull.
To begin the execution, the victim was placed inside the brass bull and fire was set underneath after the door was locked. The fire was heated until the metal would glow yellow, causing the victim to roast to death. The bull was designed so that the screams of the victim would come out sounding musical for the enjoyment of the executioner.
Musical, so it's like honk, honk, honk.
Wow.
Yes. Honk. Naturally enough, the inventor of this form of punishment ended up being executed inside the bull. All too predictable. You live by the horns, you die by the horns. That's what they say.
Wow, a couple of those on there that were high on the list seem like they should be at the bottom of the list, like guillotine. At least it's fast.
That seems
At least it's not torture.
I mean, given the choice, guillotine or necklace, tire filled with gas burning around your waist. I'm gonna go with guillotine.
I would much rather have my head lopped off instantly than I would to roast inside of a crazy brass bull.
I thought you were going to tell us how you like liquefy and what was your body now becomes molded to the inside of the bull, and you come out looking like a bull.
You become the medium for sculpture.
Right.
It wouldn't have been out of the question for them to say, they cut off your body, but they somehow keep your brain alive. And then they melt your body inside the bull, only to make you drink it before they throw your head in.
So that you're like some kind of molded biohazard bull jello mold. And they crack it open, and you're laying there like a bull.
Now, there's a caller online that has, quote, an idea for a bad form of torture. I don't know that I want that call.
All right. Let's see.
But we do need to talk to Jimbo.
Jimbo.
Hi, Jimbo.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, Jimbo.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead.
Go. We're up against it.
You talking to me?
Yes.
Yes, Jimbo.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm not, proud to say this, but I heard y'all talking about it. I lived in South Florida for 27 years.
Yeah.
And I was on the receiving end of things coming in from Colombia.
Okay.
And Colombians are vicious people in that business. Very vicious.
Drug trade you're talking.
I witnessed the Colombian necktie.
Yeah.
Up close.
Wow.
In person.
In person, from start to finish.
Oh my God.
Is he okay?
Oh, yeah, he's okay. Yeah, I believe he's still there.
Oh. Wow. Now, are you still in this line of work?
No.
Okay.
No, I've been out of it for a long time. Takes a long time to get away from the Colombians to convince them that you want to get out and stay out and you will be quiet. And
Boy, I bet.
Boy, I don't know how you did that. That's dangerous as hell. I can't believe that you were able to negotiate that.
It took a while. It took a long time, but I've been with them for 20-something years.
Wow. Thank you, Jimbo.
Oh, that's amazing.
Man, that's an image you never get out of your head, I'm sure.
Oh, man, I couldn't.
We'll take a break. It is the Free Beer and Hotwig Show. .97.9 GRD, Grand Rapids Rock Alternative, the Free Beer and Hotwig Show. Some rain showers early, becoming more intermittent, 65 the high. Actually, 67 the high is what a lot of people are saying. But it seems to be agreed by all the weather people that this will be probably the last warm day of its type for the year.
It happened
At
early.
least this warm.
Last year it happened early November. I remember that.
Yeah, there was that day. I think it was actually the day the Pistons traded. I turned off the wrong one. Sorry. The Pistons traded for Allen Iverson. I was playing tennis outside, and it was good and warm.
Yeah, it was nice. Pretty decent into mid-November. It was. It wasn't bad last year. It was a great
they had
fall last
one day where it was like 70 plus degrees. It was crazy. And then I remember 1 week later, temperature was nearly single digits.
Yeah. Yeah, it made a turn quick, and then we got a lot of snow last year.
Especially before the first of the year.
Yeah.
Balls.
Brutal.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens this year. But
the D-Zone starts Friday night. The Grand Rapids Griffins open their home season on Friday night. We'll talk to Jamie Tardif from the Grand Rapids Griffins, one of the captains, tomorrow at about this time.
That news about Chelios is now playing for the Chicago Wolves.
Yeah, just signed with them yesterday. He'll be playing a game with them Friday, and then he'll be in town on November 6th with them to play against the Griffins.
That's great for them, man. He puts asses in the seats. It's good for the whole league because anywhere he goes, people are going to want to see him.
Yeah,
he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I mean, especially there. I mean, I know for a long time, I'm sure a lot of Blackhawks fans were very irritated that he was on the Wings. But he's, the fact is, he's from Chicago, and so he's back playing with the AHL team there, and that will put a lot of butts in the seats. A lot of people go out to see Chelios. I mean, hell, just think about how it was when he came here to rehab, like for a game or whatever. And it's like, oh God, everybody wanted to go see that.
Talk about a guy who clearly is playing because he just loves playing hockey and he wants to embrace it as long as he can.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, he definitely. It's not like he needs the money. He's got other things going on. He's got his restaurant still and all that. I mean, he doesn't need to. It's just fun for him. He's 47 years old.
And we've talked to enough guys who have played with him. He's clearly a guy who takes care of the younger guys, actually wants to teach them things and teach them to help them learn about ways to be a better professional and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Wolves are a great franchise. They won the Cup last year. They've never had a losing record. They're really, really good.
Yeah. Hell, it wouldn't be surprising for him to buy in as an owner at some point.
Yeah.
In that team, he obviously would have the money. Remember Kyle Quincy telling us that whenever he'd go out, because when he first got called up, Chelios kind of took him under his wing when he got called up with the Wings. Chelios would take him out and go, "No, man, I got it. I'm a millionaire and you're not. So
don't sweat it."
Chelios would buy him dinner and take care of him. That's pretty cool.
Good. Yeah, that's good.
Pretty good. We have a pair of D-Zone tickets for somebody right now. We'll go with Steve, what do you say? Caller 44. Caller 40. No? Higher?
Okay.
Lower.
Lower?
Lower.
Steve, what caller do you want to take?
Let's take caller 7.
D1. Got it.
Yeah.
Caller 7. 1-800-947-3979. You get a pair of D-Zone tickets. You can join us. $1 beers, $1 dogs. If you do not win those, you can buy them. GriffinsHockey.com/D-Zone.
Saw Kevin yesterday from the Griffins. I ran into him over at the hockey office, and if that might be one of the people you talk to if you buy tickets over the phone.
Absolutely.
For the D-Zone. We've talked about Kevin before. It takes him 1 hour to say a 1 second sentence. You ring. Hello, it's Kevin. Yeah, I'm calling about D-Zone tickets. Well, that's right. The D-Zone, where you can enjoy $1 beer and hot dogs in your seats. Season ticket prices. We have packet click. Apparently Kevin's going for the undead look these days.
Yeah.
I noticed he must have put, I think he puts Vicks Vapor Rub in his hair to get that ultra high sheen.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is on that. And you might want to mix in a tanning bed one of these days.
I think he was holed up all summer, didn't get a lot of natural vitamin D production.
I think it's things like these that make him really appreciate the partnership.
I think so.
Your hair is bad and your skin tone is wrong.
Oh.
I said you look undead.
I think he's a big fan of the Twilight films.
Why did I say that? Because I saw you yesterday. That's all the justification that I need.
Well, you see, the Griffs are giving away for opening night these Griffin Glow Cups. They're cups, like a mug,
Yeah.
And you squeeze the bottom of the cup, and it breaks something inside of it, and the liquid that's on the inside sleeve of the cup, it turns like green, like a fluorescent green, and it illuminates.
Mm-hmm.
So when the lights go down, everyone's going to have their frickin' mugs. They got 5,000. It's going to look awesome.
Nice.
Okay.
And Kevin, well, the thing is, if you turn the lights, it would be even more effective if there was no cups and you just put Kevin out there. Because he would glow like crazy nuclear reactor man or something.
Do you think they took him to the marketing meeting and said, we want a cup that does this, and turned the lights off? And you hear,
so if you punch Kevin in the stomach, punch him in the stomach, he glows.
Really?
Hey, that punch to my tummy hurts.
You've combined my chemicals.
Don't shake me up, man. I'm trying to sell tickets to the D-Zone. Hello, Kevin.
We should encourage people that if you call and he doesn't answer the phone in a specific way, you hang up and call back again.
Yeah, from now on he has to answer the phone like that every time. If he says, hello, that doesn't work. You hang up. Nope, try again, click.
Yeah. If he doesn't identify himself as, it's me, Kevin.
Hello, it's Kevin. Hello, it's Kevin.
Then you hang up. You actually say, nope, wrong, I'll call back. Click. How maddening would that be? Your day is wasted, so every time you have to go, hello, it's me, Kevin.
Hello, it's me, Kevin. Would you like to buy tickets for the D-Zone?
He's starting to sound more and more absurd in our recollections.
Yes.
Seems accurate to me.
Well, that was always a bummer because that was before he got this gig, he was the guy of all people, the one job in that whole rink that has to be quick. And he's in my ear on the headphones. Okay, Zane, read the safety rules is what should have been the announcement about watch out for flying pucks.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whistle. All I have to say is, Zane, safety. Hey, Zane. Yes. Well, it's at this time that we should probably read the message about safety in the stands. Flying pucks are a real problem It's already done. I muted his mic. He's talking to no one.
There's an EMT already helping someone who has a puck stuck in the side of their grill.
He looks behind him. 10 people have hung themselves. He has no support staff. They're all dead. They moved him to a different, less dynamic portion of the operation because too many people committed suicide.
It's a 5-minute assault on Kevin, who's just walking to work.
Mm-hmm. But if you don't get your D-Zone tickets and you don't join us in the D-Zone, you may not get to meet him face to face.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Don't you want to punch him in the stomach?
Note, punch in stomach not included in D-Zone ticket purchase.
Yep.
Just so you know. JT is in next.
Yep.
The #1 rated midday show
in
all of Grand Rapids. Oh, yeah, he is not ratings poison anymore. He is #1.
Wow. All right, well, that's good. Way to go, JT.
Nicely done. It's 97.9 GRD.